Oh, a glorious morning here on Ben and Woods 97.3 The Fan, for no other reason than just great to be here with all of the Tier 1s in America's finest city. Great to be here. Very, very happy. Good morning. I'm Woodsy. It's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good, buddy. And to my left, Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, getting close to Friday, which means we're getting closer to the weekend.
You know, when you listen to this program, you're going to get really hard-hitting analysis, and you're going to get the worst baseball picks of all time, I think, is probably one thing you can definitely count on if you listen. I think I went 0 for 4 yesterday, so I was happy to do it. Actually,
I was very solid in my 1 and 3.
Paulie was 2 and 2.
Picks. Nice job, Paulie.
You're an ace.
Yeah,
Paulie is the ace Rothstein.
Paulie the Greek over here.
Yeah. Would have come out completely even.
I'm giving plasma, to pay for food. 0 for 4. I'm so glad I have not placed a bet in months, and I got to tell you, it feels fantastic. I was happy to go 0 for 4 yesterday. Some good baseball, certainly to talk about today, but I wanted to start the program. With, we talk a lot about the Tier 1s and how spectacular and wonderful they are, and we get things mailed to the studio all the time. And I love when there's like a little treat waiting for us when we get to work. I really do. Most of the time I do. I love it. It's very cool. Sometimes it's weird. Ben was sent a newspaper clipping from 1984 and was asked to autograph said newspaper clipping and send it back. There's really all it said. Sign this, please.
It was like a box score.
A box
no
score.
Update?
No
Don't know if
update.
you got it.
Nothing.
No thank you at that point.
Well, if he's mailing you clippings from a newspaper, I doubt he even has a phone or a computer. So you may get another letter in 6 months. You're like a soldier in the 40s. Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
In Illinois or Indiana. Where was he from?
He was from Indiana, I think.
Yeah,
it was Chicago. It was
Joliet.
That's right.
Illinois.
Illinois.
Mud's neighbor.
But we got one this morning that is it just takes the cake. I opened it. I've seen it, but I'm going to give it to
I did not know
you didn't know. All right,
mail.
Take that. That's an important part of it. That's
just card.
You'll see what's in there.
Should I open the letter first?
Open the letter first and read the letter aloud right here.
The old yellow legal pad paper.
Right on the radio.
Good for ransom notes and etc. My dearest Ben and Woods and Paul, this family heirloom has been passed down through many generations, but I believe that it'll be better with you three. I hope it will bring as much joy to you as it did us. Please enjoy. Go Padres, go Birds, up the Reds. Signed, Josh. Purple.
Yeah, Purple. He's in our YouTube.
I love Purple.
I love Purple too. He's absolutely an elite Tier 1. Now, careful when you take the tape off of the cardboard holder.
Okay.
Careful,
it's
and
then
open.
Protected by 2 pieces of cardboard.
Yep.
This may
just
actually
pull the tape off. There you
go. Pull the tape off. Oh,
flip it over.
This is a mint old Extra Sport 690 trading card. 1 of 1, I believe. Hacksaw. Lee Hacksaw Hamilton.
Is that not
Oh my
beautiful?
God.
I have actually seen these in the past. I don't own them myself.
Isn't that unbelievable?
I worked here at a point, but they never made a trading card of me. This is from the Upper Deck Company, though.
Yes.
So this should have a place of honor here
in
our studio.
Oh
no
my
question.
God.
Here's
very
the thing.
Nice.
So again, Purple, you are elite. He sent it over. I mean, it is in phenomenal condition.
Do we need to collect all the rest, like the loose cannons and
loose
Mason
cannabis,
in Ireland, and all the other ones? Loose cannabis.
So on the back, it's the Lee Hacksaw Hamilton card. It's like one of my greatest treasures. Do you guys mind if I just take it
as long as you get it signed?
I'm not getting it signed.
You should probably get it signed.
I think it devalues it if you get it signed. That's what I've heard, at least. But I need this in my home.
Send it to him in the mail with a self-addressed stamped envelope and see if he sends it back.
I'm sure he will.
So it says here on the back, on the bio, Sirius Sports Radio is what you'll find on Extra from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's a weird shift.
That was always his time slot, most
4 to 8
for many years.
All
4 to 8 p.m. drive time. It seemed like drive time was later back in the day. People would leave work and would still be in traffic at like 7:30.
Is that right?
Now it's like 3:00 is when the traffic hits in the afternoon.
If you're not on the road by 2,
like our
you're
drive time
screwed.
show, Gwen and Chris, is 2 to 6. We've moved up a full 2 hours from when it used to be.
When did the morning show run? 8 to noon?
It was 5 to 9,
What?
I think. And then
they had 4 shows.
Yeah, then they had 9 to noon,
What's
and
that
then they
like?
had noon to 4, 4 to 8, and 8 to midnight. They had 5 shows.
5 shows.
At one point, we even had like an 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. show, local, all day.
11
all day.
What time?
11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
On the radio.
Yeah.
Who worked that?
Rick Schwartz,
I
believe, worked the 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. show.
This is unbelievable. So it says from 4 to 8 p.m. as no nonsense Lee Hacksaw Hamilton fields calls on any sports subject.
Club Pilates.
The play-by-play voice of the San Diego Chargers, Hamilton was recently honored as the Sports Talk Show Host of the Year by the Southern California Sports Broadcasters Association.
I've been to their awards dinner or luncheon actually a few times when I was getting started. It's always up
down on Hotel Circle.
No,
That's where
it's up in LA. It's up at Lakeside Country Club down in the Valley, right by Universal Studios there every year.
It's the SCSBA.
The SCSBA. Yeah.
The SCS. Does it still exist? Look it
up.
up.
I believe it still does. Yes.
Yeah, they've never called
Southern
us.
California Sports
Broadcasters Association. I just dropped it.
Oh my God.
Purple. This is unbelievable.
What a gift.
I mean, dude. So what year is this?
We got to send that into PSA and get it graded.
95, 96. It says on the top.
That sounds about right.
I mean, a head of jet black hair. The stash is just phenomenal.
30 years old and it's in mint condition.
That's when I first started. 1996 was the summer that I interned at 690 for the first time, answering phones for one Lee Hacksaw Hamilton.
Holy cow. So this is amazing. Thank you, Purple. This is amazing. And, listen, Lee and I have gone back and forth for many, many years, but I've said it many times, and I really believe it. We're not here without Lee Hacksaw Hamilton. There's no question.
None of us.
No question. So that is a badass thing. I wish they still made trading cards of sports radio. These guys were like celebrities back in the day. Like they were way more well paid. They were way better taken care of. Way better.
Billboards, trading cards.
You name it.
Anybody have a Hacksaw lunchbox? Maybe.
I mean, for real. Like those were now every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Give them a radio show like us or a podcast, and everyone's, that's a different era. It's a different era.
It can be summed up in one very simple sentence. Being famous is no longer special.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can be famous. There are people now that are famous for I'm just going to run the camera in my home for 6 weeks, and I'm famous for that.
Being famous was notable and special. Now everybody has their 15 minutes of fame.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Absolutely. It's such a good gift. It's such an elite gift. And you open it and you go, oh boy, what is this? And you go, oh God, it's a card. Great. And then I flipped it over and I go, I was like, this is the best day ever. So
now, today, we're offering you 5 classes for $50 at Club Pilates. San Diego's premier Pilates studio. Club Pilates offers the most Pilates classes and reformer classes in San Diego. Conveniently located off Marina Boulevard, right in the heart of San Diego.
I will look.
Make me laugh every time.
I'll log into Twitter from time to time, and it just says at the Stephen Woods from a Twitter, tweeter, and it will just be a picture of Club. I can't even say the right way.
Pilates.
Club Pilates.
So it'll just be a picture. No words, no nothing. They're all over the place.
Apparently those ads work because I believe they expanded greatly ever since that first ad campaign featuring Hacksaw.
And again, it was one of those days. I guarantee you that his producer was like, "Hey, this just came in. Can you make sure you get this in?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." And it's the panic of looking.
You start reading,
and you look down and you go, "I've got no idea how to say this."
Your eyes will jump like 3 words ahead, and you start to go, "Oh no,
Club Pilates."
I don't know how what am I supposed to say? I've never heard. Now, this is a while ago.
Oh yeah, this is
Pilates was probably
absolutely
3 weeks old.
revolutionary. Yeah, this is like the first Pilates studio
Club
in San Diego.
Pilates.
Yeah. And so he gets the copy and he just starts reading.
Right now,
Yeah.
today, we're offering you 5 classes for $50
Here we go.
at Club Pilates. San Diego's premier Pilates studio. Club Pilates offers the most Pilates classes.
How many times
and
can you
reformer
say
classes in San-
Pilates?
Yeah, it was like, was
The
that an
best
inside joke? Like,
It's like us being like 7 Mile Casino is a casino. It's 7 miles from downtown casino, 7 Mile Casino.
So pretty much how we do it.
Eco
every day.
water. It's so good. It's so good. So thank
right
you.
now, drink Eco Water,
Every
the
spot.
best water, Eco Water. Eco Water.
Every spot like
today.
that today.
Yeah, let's do that.
QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics. The best kinetics
Set
studio.
your prize picks
ever.
lineup now at Prize
Picks.
You
Wanna
can
place
set
a
your
bet?
Prize Picks
Yeah.
lineup.
You want to place a bet? God, that's good. That's good, man. That was really fantastic, Purple. So I really appreciate it. How was everyone's day / evening yesterday?
My day was fine yesterday. I did have a kind of a what would you do moment that I'm curious what you guys and everybody in the chat would say. I had a hankering yesterday for slice of pizza. Been a while, and I was in the neighborhood, so I stopped by my favorite pizza establishment,
Sbarro.
Luigi's
Oh, okay.
Golden Hill. No,
All right.
not Sbarro.
Elite, by the way.
Luigi's is always great. They got the case and you can choose whatever you want. So I see my favorites in there. It's the crime scene, which is
It's
meatball,
the best.
ricotta, and splotches of marinara sauce.
Yeah, I've had it.
And so I get slice of crime scene. The lady who's working there pops it into the oven to heat it up a little bit and rings me up. And now I've got just my card. It's like, I don't know, $5 for the slice. And I put my card on there, and then it comes up the screen like, do you want to add a tip?
Oh, this is about tipping.
Which I always do. So I just add $1. You know, she's just heating up the slice, handing it to me. One $5 slice. Dollar tip seems appropriate.
yes, that's 20%.
So I type in $1, okay, and sign it. But I realized after I had just finished and hit okay, my finger stuck on the 0.
Tipped her $100.
No, only 10.
Oh, $10.
10, not 100. If it was 100,
You got to say something.
I had to say something. At 10, I was like, oh,
Can't say anything.
Can't say
do I
anything.
say anything?
No.
Nope.
You're right.
Nope.
You did the right thing.
You
$10.
don't- You don't know what I did yet. I thought about it. I thought hard, and I decided.
I don't want to look at you right now.
I decided the good karma was worth.
Oh,
not
good.
saying
Thank
anything.
God. I was
Is
going
that right? Okay.
to. Good for you.
So I tipped $10 on a
It's not even-
$5
I mean,
slice
it's
of
karma
pizza.
a little bit. It's just like you there's no other option.
Is there?
Yeah.
There's no other option.
I agree. I agree 100%. I think it's that's user error.
It was.
It's a user.
It
They
was.
didn't do it.
I mean, if it had been 100, I would have had to say.
Of course,
Yes,
of
yes.
course. That's the limit, right? Like,
And you don't say anything. We agree that
I mean, spend your
just
money
her-
how you want to spend your
it's a
money,
good
but
day.
like
it's
if
just a
you're
good day for her.
good day for her. Yeah.
yeah, if you're
I mean, it's
tripping out
$10. She
over-
didn't go out and buy a Bentley.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, finally!
No,
if you're tripping out over $5,
I felt
though,
a little ill
you
about
shouldn't be
it, but I
buying
thought
pizza.
I can't say anything. I mean, I just can't.
It does give you the
Oh.
heebie-jeebies. You're like, oh man, I really blew this, but that's on
Everyone
me.
seems to agree I did the right thing.
Because again, you have to weigh. You have to weigh the
Yeah.
shame
Right.
of saying, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I actually gave you $9 more than I wanted to." You know, and I'm sorry about that. Could we go in now? You'd have to. She's like,
I know.
let me void this.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
and
Oh,
it's
God.
not worked. In it's you saved yourself some public humiliation
That's what
and
I was
embarrassment for $9. Really, like it was that. Would that
It would
be
be
worth
embarrassing
$9?
if it was for $95.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Like,
But still, that would be more. That would she would. I'd say I was going to give you a $10 tip. I would lie. I'd be like, I was going to give you a $10
Cole
tip.
brings up a good point, though. Like, she's not going to even see or know that it was me because she's not paying attention to that screen. Her tips will just amass at the end of the day and some
Yeah.
amount. She goes, "That was a little higher than normal today," but she'll have no reason why. It's not like I stuck a 10 in the jar.
No, but
anything like that.
But if you wanted to shut it down, and do a reset, then she's
she
gonna
knows it's
then
me
she
for
knows
sure.
it's you.
Yeah,
So
of
I think you
course.
did it.
I feel like there's also some setups where the POS system will alert you if it's more than like a 50%
Yeah.
tip or something. So like sometimes those won't even go through, or you got to override it.
You gotta
This one-
override
this
it.
one did not do that.
Did not have the well, I mean, look, you know how we talk about Pavlov's dogs when it comes to bunting for the San Diego Padres. It always goes back to bunting. How you get the bunt down and they get the out, but you get the pat on the ass from the skipper. It's like when you go to Jersey Mike's and you tip and they go bing, and the whole place goes, thank you. And you're like, you look at every other person in there and you're like, that's right. Look,
Yeah.
Yes, look at me. Look how generous I am. It's a
Cowbell
really
or something.
it's a really brilliant move.
Zach
that they
says
do.
you guys must have money. I would have said something right away. LOL. I get a slice of pizza. Elisa says it's fine. You didn't get credit for it. LOL. I didn't get any.
No,
credit
you didn't get
for
any
it.
credit,
No credit
for it
at all.
But you also didn't have any shame for it. And like my wife says in the chat, now maybe there's a girl walking around saying, Ben from Ben and Woods tipped me 200%. He's so great.
Don't think that that's actually happening.
It could.
Right now.
It could.
Don't think she knew who I was. I don't think she even knew I tipped her $10.
Clinton, now the pizza server thinks you have a crush on them. That's
Oh,
true.
God.
That's true.
I do have a crush on most pizza servers.
Yeah,
'Cause
me
you know,
too.
You know why?
They bring you pizza.
They bring me pizza,
Yeah.
which is really awesome.
Well, since we're on food and talking like maybe the opposite end of the spectrum, I got a text from my wife on Monday. That's Taylor, my 4-year-old, has requested chili on Wednesday. On Monday, I get the text. So I said, "Oh, okay. Why on Wednesday?" She said, "Well, you have a baseball game Tuesday. He wants it on Wednesday." I said, "Okay. I'm happy that he has chosen something, his choice, something that he would like to eat."
Oh boy.
So I get off the air yesterday.
Only because you can then hold it against him if he doesn't like it or want it on Wednesday.
So I go to the store. I drive down there. I get all the ingredients. I come home. I get the crock pot out. I brown the ground beef, the little onions in there, put it in there, start loading it up, pour a little beer in there like I do, make it all pretty, stir it up, set the crock pot, and go. Go pick them up from school, pick Bo up, then Taylor, go home. They walk in the house. They go, smells so good. And I go, yeah, I made your chili. And Taylor goes, ooh. And it's probably 3:30 at this point. We had baseball practice at 5. And they both go, can we have some now? I go, absolutely. Who's the greatest dad in the world? Who's the provider and the feeder of his children? That's me, Stephen Woods.
Have you let it stew down enough?
It's
at this
stewed, yeah, it's
point?
about
Okay.
4 hours,
All right,
I think,
all right.
at this time. So it's cooked for about 4 hours. So it's pretty good, and it smelled amazing. So I get them in, get the little Fritos out, put some Fritos at the bottom, just a little bit of chili, more Fritos on top, Frito pie. Put it down. Jabo wants cheese on this, so I give him cheese. He sits down. He starts plowing through his. Taylor walks up to his chili, and he goes, "What is this?" I go, "It's chili."
Okay.
And he goes, "I don't want this." And I go, "What?" He goes, "It's I don't want this." And then the whining starts. And then I start to boil inside. I'm like, no. You requested this. This is your request. I could have been home. Like forever ago. It took me like an hour round trip to do everything to the
Oh my
store.
God.
And he goes, "Ugh, there's a tomato in there." And I go, "Oh my God."
Chili.
I go, "Take it out." You didn't tell me you're making it with tomato. And I go, dude.
Oh, no.
I go, dude. And I said this out loud. I go, when we were in Kauai, and the first time you ever tried chili with your Gaga, it was the most tomato-filled chili. There were tomatoes hanging from your lips as you were like, "This is really good." There's like 3 tomatoes in here, little tiny ones. I go, "You're really not going to eat this." He takes the bowl, walks over, opens the thing, and pours it in.
No
Throws
way.
the bowl in the sink, and is like, "I don't want this." And my soul, you could see it just go.
My
You
God.
can see it just go, gone. And I looked at Hannah. I was like, "I don't know. I'm done." I like went back to my room. I like laid on the bed and stared at the ceiling. It was like, it was your request. It's
I
so
can see
hard.
if you made it too spicy.
Right, it was not
or
spicy.
something.
I purposely, they give you the little spice pack. I put one little thing in because I can add that later. So I make the kids pretty mild, and mine's pretty mild too. But I looked at this dude as he stared me dead in the eye and goes, "Thump," and poured it all out.
Oh man.
I go, I don't know what to do with this dude. I really just tomatoes in here.
It's a tomato-based stew. That's what chili
I'm
is.
telling you, The chili he had in Hawaii had big, giant, full
you can
plum
make
tomatoes
green
in it.
chili, I guess, next time.
And he's eating these soft
Yeah.
golf ball sized tomatoes. I'm like, oh, kid likes chili with tomatoes now. I swear to God, dude, I'm at my wits. I mean, I'm well past my wits. My wits end left like a year ago. I'm so far past. And then there's Bo just eating his chili. Can I have some more, Dad? I was like, thank God. Because
there's a bunch in the garbage.
Go get it out of the garbage. And it was so frustrating, bro. It is so frustrating.
Oh, somebody, I didn't see it. I think it was Tessa in the chat. Every day my chili sucks.
Every day my chili sucks.
All right, now I have to get this story. Hannah in the chat
Oh,
said,
no.
one time Steven told the guy at Denny's to keep the change, and the guy was like, okay, but you're short.
I did, dude. It's like one of our first dates. It was one of our first dates.
Hey, keep the change, pal. Don't
He's
spend
like-
it all in one place.
Yeah, he was like, you're actually short of the
Oh, no.
clear miscalculation.
Hey, buy yourself something nice, kid. Trying to be a hot shot on
yes,
the date.
at Denny's, by
At
the way.
Denny's. How do you shorten somebody at Denny's? Would you have $3?
I swear to God, it's true, dude. I did. I go, hey, keep the change. He goes, yeah, you're a little short here, actually. I go, oh, crap. I threw
the
a
bill is $30.
I gave him
$28.
20. Yeah, $28. I gave him a 20.
Keep the change.
I think I thought I threw another. I think
20 in there.
it was like, call it 28.
Yeah.
I threw a 20 and a 10 down, or no,
a 5,
20 and a 5, and I thought I'd put
2
two 20s down.
You thought maybe it was 18 or
It was
something.
so.
You start
so
walking out, and the
good.
guy's like, I guess I have to.
I'll just
pay.
cover the rest.
Don't worry,
bud.
dude.
Good luck with your date that you brought to Denny's, by the way. She's really
I'm
cute.
sure she's really turned on right
I'm
now
sure
that you
she's-
couldn't afford.
I'm sure she's so stoked.
Oh.
The shame in my eyes and the shame that like covered my face. She laughed. I don't think I've ever seen her laugh that hard ever. She's like, keep the change. She'll still say it from time. She'll be like, hey, remember that time? Keep the change. I'm like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was a good one. That was a really
Dominic
good one.
says, well, you thought it was $6. Actually, $7.
Yeah,
at some
seven.
locations.
Oh, sorry, I didn't calculate
I
that
didn't
into
realize
that.
this was one of the $7. That's IHOP. That's not
God.
Denny's.
It was a good one. It was still keep the change. She just starts laughing. Like, sir, there is no change. You owe me.
Guy reaches into his own wallet.
I got it.
Pulls out $5.
Oh, I forgot about it, but she will never let me forget it.
There are restaurants. You've worked in the restaurant business.
Oh.
There are restaurants where if the customer is short and the employee
Yeah, you got to wear it.
comes up short, you actually
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah.
to wear
Oh
that.
yeah, dude. Oh
Coming
yeah.
out of your tips.
Coming out of your tips,
Oh,
your tip share, all of it. Like what a nightmare.
Ugh.
What a nightmare. Oh man, that was
Like
a good
you
one.
have to hold the customer's feet to the fire. That's your job.
Yeah.
Like can't let you leave until at least we get up to square here, because otherwise it's coming out of my end at the end of the night. I feel like that's a restaurant owner's problem.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's not on me, man. Like, and they say if like somebody dines and dashes you, it's on you. I'm like, on no
Is
planet.
that really true?
On no planet.
like
on
that,
no
it's
planet.
that can't possibly be your responsibility.
No.
Unbelievable.
Well, because I think they figure, well, people hate like business, like people hate the man so much. They're like, hey, if the waiter doesn't get screwed, let's screw the owner. We just run out on every bill. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the rules are now, but I do recall that being a thing. Like, oh man, these guys bailed on me and I'm on the hook for $78 or whatever, which is garbage. That's garbage. But anyway, let's get to some baseball.
All right, we will. We got 4 games yesterday, none of which, Paulie got 2 of them right. Woods and I combined to go 1 for 8 on our predictions. Not that we were unhappy.
Not at all, really.
With how it all turned out yesterday. We'll talk a bunch of baseball coming up. We'll set the menu as well. Get to our first time out here, our first check of traffic with Kelly Danick. All coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, though, Woods and I want to tell you about 7 Mile Casino.
7 Mile Casino.
It is 7 miles from downtown San Diego. It is only 7 miles. It's called
7
7
miles.
Mile Casino. No, it is very nice in there. I do like going into 7 Mile Casino, enjoying myself. It's comfortable,
California blackjack,
very friendly.
Pie gal.
Upscale.
pie gal poker.
Baccarat. and Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, if you go by this weekend, I love this plan. I'll go by on Saturday or Sunday, enjoy the brunch at Sammy's inside 7 Mile, best in the South County, maybe out on the patio. Weather's still pretty good to enjoy that. And then go in, sit down at one of their tables, and see what we've been talking about for the last few years. One of your favorite card games, friendly dealers will set you up and just have a really nice time in San Diego's best card room.
I couldn't agree more, Benjamin. The best part is you just it doesn't take you long to get out there, and it's a place I've said it before. You can go for half an hour, an hour. You can just go to grab lunch with some friends, grab a beer, watch a little bit of the game or something. But yeah, it's just a very simple place to get in and out of. It's good food, friendly dealers, all of that, smoke-free environment as well. So check them out, 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour on Ben and Woods is brought to you by, because of course it is, IHOP. Introducing the IHOP value menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your Happy Plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Right.
All right, here's what we've got coming up. Set the menu for the Thursday edition, Throwback Thursday edition of Ben and Woods. We will start first hour going through the NLDS and ALDS games yesterday. Talk a little baseball. The Phillies staying alive, beating the LA Dodgers last night. The Cubs staying alive with their win over the Milwaukee Brewers, both forcing game fours later today. So we'll have that to talk about, ALDS as well. And then in our 7:30 segment, it'll be time for another Padres Smörgåsbord. Today, we will be talking about potential changes to the Padres hitting philosophy.
Indeed.
A little more of a nebulous topic.
Very nebulous.
You know, the hitting philosophy really didn't change the last 2 years, and it worked pretty well in 2024. and then didn't work so well in 2025. Is it the philosophy? Is it the players? Will there be changes to the coaching staff? Kevin Acee wrote a little bit about potential changes yesterday, Woods, including whether or not Ruben Niebla is going to be getting some interview opportunities to be a manager.
Oh, no.
Whether Ben Fritz is going to be a highly sought commodity to become a pitching coach.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He really does.
Oh, it's going to make me so sad.
Would be a loss for the Padres coaching staff to lose Ben Fritz.
Big
But
time.
at some point, when you have a lot of good coaches, you're going to lose some.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they deserve promotions. And if they're blocked in your own organization, what are you going to do?
I have some ideas about who's going to go where, but it's the worst part of it. I mean, it really is when you amass a coaching staff like the Padres have of genuinely like not only like great coaches, but phenomenal human beings like Fritzy and Ruben. I don't know Vic. I've never talked to Vic before. I've always wanted to, but I never have gotten a chance. Yeah, man, Ben, there's going to be teams that get rid of their managers or spend a lot of money and say, hey, we got money to burn. Let's get them in here and have them. And for Fritzy, like the guys down in the bullpen all the time working with those guys, imagine giving him the reins to your pitching staff. I think you could do a lot worse than Ben Fritz. So
and
that'll be a bummer.
I am like you. I don't know Victor Rodriguez very well. I know there are some fans who would just say, get rid of him.
Yeah.
The offense wasn't good this year. The question is, does he just need to make changes or do he need someone else? Not every coach is absolutely married to one philosophy. I do believe the Padres, evaluated as a whole, as a collective, a holistic approach and went, this, I think, would be best for us at Petco Park. We know we can't, home runs aren't easy here. So let's take a different approach and see if it works. It worked for the first year and then it didn't work the second year. What do you take from that?
Well, we'll talk more about it in the smorgasbord.
Yeah.
That being said, I think I disagree with you when you say that hitting coaches aren't married to one philosophy. I think that
some are.
I think that's almost by definition what a hitting coach does. I think of, Kevin Long. I think of that dude that has taught Aaron Judge, whatever his name is, Trackman or whatever he goes by. I saw Eric Hosmer giving him a lot of credit yesterday on Twitter. It was a very interesting thread. But again, they take their philosophy and try to mold it to the players that they have. And it's just weird for Vic because it worked in the first year. You couldn't have sung. We had the two best, in our opinion. We had Ruben Niebla with our pitching staff, and we had Victor Rodriguez with our hitters. And it was like we finally did it. We finally figured it out. So was last year an anomaly, or was the year before an anomaly?
Or was this year the anomaly?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Was this year the anomaly, or was the
last year
the anomaly? So I don't know, man. It really remains.
Let's run it back for a third year and just see what happens.
See,
Then we'll know.
the law of
best of
averages.
three.
Yeah, best of three. It's exactly right. Like a wild card series of coaching. So we will totally talk more about that.
The problem is if you're wrong, you've just wasted another year.
Yeah.
Which is tough to stomach,
That's
obviously, for the fan base. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, it is a Smart Baseball Thursday. We will be joined by our friend Eno Sarris from The Athletic on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. And then all throughout our regular features like Don't Do This, we'll play Real or Fake on a Throwback Thursday, chance to qualify for tickets to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, Reindl Report, and Football Threesome on a Thursday as well as we get you ready for the NFL weekend that begins tonight here on 97.3 The Fan with the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. We're already in week 5 of the NFL season.
Yeah, like a third of the way over almost.
It's amazing how schlong the baseball season is and how short.
Did you just say schlong?
Schlong the baseball season
When
is.
I think of the baseball season, the first thing I think of is how schlong it is. It is like the schlongest season out there. Schlong.
It's a short, long combination.
It is. It's schlong. Yeah.
It's a schlong
For sure.
season.
For sure.
All right, let's start, though, by talking about the games in the National League yesterday. We will do that right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
So far, folks are doing a pretty good job of staying out of trouble on our roads. Just watch out for some debris reported in middle lanes. North 805 before near Mesa Boulevard. I'm Kelly Donick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
The schlong season.
It's going to get me all day, dude. All day long. 12-year-old.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Benjamin. You are truly you're like a glory hole is what you are. You're like a glory hole for content.
Let's go chronologically in the National League. First game yesterday, Cubs with their season on the line, hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. And, well, they got the early offense they were looking for with another leadoff home run from Michael Busch and a 4-run first inning, and that was it. Quinn Priester didn't even make it out of the first inning for the Milwaukee Brewers. And then their bullpen came in and tossed 7 1/3 shutout innings behind. And they gave the offense of the Brewers a chance to come back. And they
almost
kind of did, sort of did. They got the 1, then they got 2, then they got 3. But they never got 4. They never got all the way. Jamison Taillon wasn't bad, but he wasn't as good as he was against the Padres, going 4 innings, 2 earned runs for the Cubs. But it was good enough as the Chicago Cubs lived to fight another day, forcing in Game 4 today with a 4-3 win over the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes, which is great. You know, I want more games. So even though I picked the Brewers to move on, I thought they would. They scored first in the top of the first, and you're like, okay, here they go. And then that 4 spot in the bottom certainly is the answer you're looking for if you're a Cubs fan. But yeah, dude, again, weird, terrible defense by the Cubs, dropping a pop or losing a pop fly in the infield in the first inning. I think it's weird to see how they've kind of fallen apart defensively when that's kind of their bread and butter. At least it was against us.
That was a really interesting play. I believe the Brewers had runners at first and second in the inning. Was that how it was? And they didn't call the infield fly rule.
Right.
Which is very rare on an infield pop-up with less than 2 outs.
Right.
In that situation. But umpires ruled that was not a standard play because of how treacherous Wrigley Field was at the moment with the sun and the wind. Which is odd. But I guess the umpires were right about that as they decided, no, this doesn't look like an infield fly situation. And everyone ended up safe, and it led to a sacrifice fly on the next play because the runners had all advanced there. So something very unusual you don't see every day in Major League Baseball.
No doubt.
The other game, though, last night, the Game 3 of the Dodgers-Phillies series in Los Angeles, where the Phillies had their season on the line, and they certainly came to play against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Top of the 4th inning, Kyle Schwarber's home run seemingly unlocking the offense for the Philadelphia Phillies in the game last night.
Like we've seen him hit these prodigious shots. Happened against us off of Yu Darvish. One of the best, biggest, longest home runs I've ever seen. One of the most impressive. I thought last night's was better. And again, maybe it's just because of how Dodger Stadium is laid out. I thought he hit it out of the stadium. I mean, he hit the ball so hard. They said it went 450. I'm like, 450, my ass. That ball was 475 if it was a foot.
117 miles an hour off the bat.
Dude, he just tanked.
Either way, it's
I
crushed.
mean, I think it was a 2-0 count. And he was sitting dead red, and he got dead red, and he just murdered it. And you could see the sigh of relief when it happened. Now, the Phillies had a ton of chance. Now, they did break it open. They won 8-2. But, man, you thought, here they come. They're going to blow this thing. They got some of the worst base running you've ever seen, Ben, on that kind of ball that skirted away from Will Smith. Schwarber gets tagged out at first, kind of back-picked there. And you're just going, how? You cannot give these guys more chances. And then the moment we were all waiting for, Clayton Kershaw in a 3-1 game comes out to get his moment at home in the postseason.
Got through the first inning.
Barely. Because of some really poor base running. I think he threw 21 pitches. Only 9 of them were strikes.
Schwarber got picked off at first base
picked at first.
On the ball that got away from the catcher briefly.
Yep. And so I'm telling you, I saw this and I go, if I'm Dave Roberts, I just escaped that. First 2 guys walked. I escaped that by the skin of my teeth. There is no chance I'm throwing Kershaw, who was throwing 84, on the outer half, could not locate anything. The curveball couldn't locate it. There's no way. I just got him his moment. I just got it for him. He got out of a real sticky jam that he created with some help from our catcher. Clayton, thank you. We're done. He sends him back out there, Benny. And he gets torched. He gets torched. It was just kind of, you knew it was coming. You could feel it. Real Muto took him deep. Next thing you know, it's 8-2. Phillies score 5 runs in the top of the 8th, and it's over.
I saw the stat. Now we know, I mean, the really most incredible Clayton Kershaw stat of all time is that in the last century, no one's had a better regular season ERA, and no one's had a worse.
Best there's ever been.
No one's had a worse postseason ERA, which has gotten even worse. Now, he was injured last year, but if you take the last 2 playoff runs for the Dodgers in 2023, now 2025, Clayton Kershaw's ERA 42.86 in the last 2 playoff runs that he's been a part of for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't know what there really needs to be said at this point, though. He will never pitch again in a Dodgers uniform, correct?
My guess is
that was his final
vow,
right? I mean, you're not going to bring him back today,
and you don't put him on the roster for the next round should you make it, right?
I would think not. I mean, the only reason you would be to pitch in a mop-up role. Are you really going to ask Clayton Kershaw to finish his career by pitching mop-up in a game that maybe you're down, 7 in a championship series game? I just think that was probably it.
I found it odd. Didn't you guys find it odd that last night you're down 3-1 and you go with Kershaw? Okay, like Tanner Scott was unavailable, which I still don't know what happened to Tanner Scott, and they didn't let it be known until after the game that he was unavailable. He was not there. He didn't even come to the ballpark. Personal matter is all they said. So hopefully he's okay. Don't want anything personally to happen to him, but you'd think it's something pretty big to miss a game of that magnitude, right? So doesn't seem to be great. But again, he didn't. Dave Robert, it's weird to punt a game in a 5-game series. Now, when you have a 2-0 lead, it gives you a little bit of leeway. Guys, you were only down 3-1. 3-1. And you got out of that inning with Kershaw. You're telling me you didn't want to throw somebody else out there that's better than Kershaw? Anybody, and he just didn't want to burn them. He did not want to burn them based on today's game with Glasnow, because he may need them.
Last season, Dave Roberts,
he managed it great.
Several games on his way to a World Series title, and in a sense, he kind of punted this game at home, knowing, hey, we've got 2 more bites at the apple to finish off the Philadelphia Phillies.
And it may be a brilliant strategy.
We're just going to save everybody, and, we can throw them all tomorrow if we want to at this point.
Do you guys find it weird? Let's put ourselves in those shoes. Wouldn't we all be – let's say we've covered the team forever, and Clayton Kershaw's our GOAT, right? Aren't we livid this morning? Livid that's what – you left him out there to play Brent Honeywell. You turned him into Brent Honeywell for maybe his last appearance as a Dodger ever. I'd be furious. Now, Clayton, knowing the kind of person and competitor he is, probably said, hey, whatever you need me for, I'll go out and wear it. I don't care. I don't have it tonight, but I'll go out and wear it. And let's go get him tomorrow. It could have been his choice. Dave, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Don't burn
everybody else was available
else.
Other than Tanner Scott. Yeah. Everybody else was available.
Vesey already pitched.
They had a day off the day before.
Vesey had pitched before him, didn't he? Or did he not?
I don't think so.
No.
I believe it went from Yamamoto, Bonda, Dreyer, right, Kershaw, and then they brought in Trinan in the last game.
And who's the first guy you named?
Bonda.
Bonda got out of the huge jam.
He did. Got a couple strikeouts, walked one. He came in for Yamamoto in the 5th.
And then Kershaw came in, gave up 4 earned runs. And
3 walks, no strikeouts.
That's the thing. 2 bombs. I mean, I said it. People got furious at me last year. Furious. They won last year because Clayton Kershaw was not on the roster because he was hurt. That's why they won the World Series, because there was you can't go chase a moment if the guy's unavailable. I can't put in Clayton Kershaw if he's not on my roster. They won a World Series that way. Every other playoff loss and stuff they've had, it's because they're like, let's bring him in the 7th, and it never has worked. You can't make
that bad decision.
You can't
bring him in if he's not there.
Exactly. I can't eat a piece of cheesecake and get fat if there's no cheesecake at my house. I'm not going to go out and get it. It's not at my house. I'm not going to eat it. It just every single year with this guy, he's got to make sure he gets his moment. And that's not the lasting memory. Obviously, his career, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, probably unanimous. Not probably. He'll be a unanimous decision to the Hall of Fame. That's the That's the way you're going to send him. He had a scoreless inning. He got through that turd of a seventh, and you throw him back out there. If I'm a Dodger fan, I'm livid.
What did you think of the pitching strategy of Rob Thompson?
Scared me to death. It scared me to death.
Aaron Nola, who
was great.
It was very dicey coming in, gets through 2 innings, gives up a hit and a hit batsman, but strikes out 3. Looks pretty good, actually. And they yank him for Ranger Suarez, who then immediately gives up the home run to Tommy Edman. Looks like that was going to be the worst decision that the Phillies made all postseason. But then Ranger Suarez locks in, and he was terrific for 5 innings.
Was ungodly. And they kept talking about I'm like, I know I've watched this guy pitch before. I know I have many times. Ben, the way that he was just so unbothered and unflappable, and they kept talking about how he's as cold as ice. And I'm looking at like, why is there even a consideration of that he won't be back for that team? If you're the Phillies, you look at Schwarber and you look at Ranger Suarez and you go, whatever you guys need. Like, whatever, how much you want? Like, we're bringing you back. How do you let that guy walk? And if he does walk, how expensive is he going to be to get him? And where do I need to sell my kidney to get Ranger Suarez? 30 years old, left-hander, disgustingly filthy.
Why is he not starting, though?
I don't know.
In that game.
Why did you, if he was available, why didn't you go to him instead of Strom the 2 nights that you went to Strom? I just don't get it. You were looking for length. If you were looking for length, why didn't you start him? I have no idea. But when they made the decision and he first pitch was hit for a homer, the guy was like, I don't care. I'll just get through the next 5 innings unscathed, no problem. And then the offense picks him up, and you don't have to go to Duran for 2. They were warming him up in the 7th. They're like, they're going to go to him for 2. And then Kershaw, and next thing you know, it's over. So.
Well, as I said yesterday, in a 5-game series, every game completely changes the series. And that happened here because the Phillies at down 2-0 were down and out and looking like, okay, yeah, we know it's over. You know, they're not going to win 3 straight games. But then when you win 1, well, all of a sudden, now you're looking at Christopher Sanchez, who's been your ace all season, against Tyler Glasnow. You know, Dodgers are still slight favorites, but not overwhelming to win this game. And if you're Philly, you're thinking, hey, all we need is one great performance by Christopher Sanchez, find a way to win. We get this thing back to Philadelphia for a winner-take-all game 5 in 2 days. You're loving your chances now. If you're Philadelphia, you're loving your chances now to take this series. You feel like it's right there for the taking. That's what happens in 1 game in a 5-game series.
Especially when you go out and you beat their ace. I mean, Blake Snell's their ace, actually, but they have 3 aces, but maybe 4. We'll see how Glasnow does today. But it was to beat Yamamoto last night. I didn't give him any shot. None. And they did.
All right, we'll shift gears, talk about the American Lane games yesterday. 1 series continuing, 1 series over. Get to Don't Do This as well. Hour number 2, Ben and Woods, coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I was pretty surprised by the results of the Tigers-Mariners game. I watched a little bit of that one and then had to go somewhere, school pickup or chili shopping. And I looked at my phone. I go, what the hell just happened?
So I was watching, and I picked the Mariners to close it out, and it looked just like I expected it to. Seattle starts with single runs in the second, fourth, fifth. They're getting good pitching performance from Bryce Miller.
Josh Naylor,
3-0.
Josh Naylor's in their heads. He's dancing around, doing all kinds of bits out at second.
You feel like, okay, this is how I thought this game would play out, and then everything just flipped on its head. Bottom of the fifth, the Tigers rallied for 3 runs to tie the game, and then unleashed their power, which they're not a huge home run hitting team, but Riley Green had an absolutely monstrous 454-foot shot, and then Javi Baez hit that 2-run homer to cap a 4-run rally in the bottom of the 6th inning. And at that point, you pretty much knew that the series was headed back to Seattle for a Game 5 on Friday.
Mamacita.
Nice job by the Tigers of at least hanging around, keeping it close enough where they were within the range of a rally to make it count, and they made it count in that game yesterday.
It is so wild to watch postseason baseball, and you had Casey Mize. He'd given up 2 hits and a run. He had struck out 6. And what does A.J. Hinch do? He goes to the bullpen, who then gives up runs. But he was so convicted in his plan, Ben, and they talked to him about it. It's wild. And you saw the same thing. Nola last night. Nola's doing great, but they have a plan, and they stick to it. If it works, you look like a genius. If it doesn't, you look like a buffoon. And Nola could have gone more. Mize could have gone more. Maybe he should have gone more, knowing, you don't know your offense is going to bust out for 9 runs. If you know that, you're like, Casey, get out there and give me 120 pitches and we'll save some of these guys in the pen. But A.J. Hinch is pretty adept at managing his bullpen, and he went with it, and his guys continued to give up runs until the last 2 guys
Melton
that didn't.
Was the unsung kind of hero of that game with 3 shutout innings of relief. But all the way through, here's what the Tigers did that they were not able to do really in the first 3 games. No home runs, only 1 extra base hit allowed in the game. They kept the Mariners to singles and kept them from ever getting, Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, anybody really getting going power-wise in that game. Bryce Miller, interesting case, because I was listening to one of the radio broadcasts of that game when I was going to get my pizza with the big tip yesterday.
Yes, big tipper.
And they had mentioned Bryce Miller didn't have as good of a season this year as he did last year, and no one could figure out why. His fastball had been the most unhittable pitch, like in baseball in 2024, and the metrics were exactly the same or better this year, and it was the most hittable pitch. I mean, location, is that all it is? Because nothing much changed, at least metrically, and he was not the same pitcher that he was last year for the Seattle Mariners. Wasn't bad yesterday, obviously. 4 1/3, got into that trouble in the 5th, and they went to the bullpen, and that's when things, as you said, Woods, kind of broke down for the Seattle Mariners in that game.
Yeah, I mean, and again, when the Mariners struck out 10 times, the Tigers didn't strike out. They're a strikeout-heavy team. They strike out a ton. They only struck out 3 times yesterday. So put the ball in play. Good things happen, as we hear all the time. And, they got bodied yesterday.
But there is a big delineation between teams that trust their bullpen this postseason and teams that do not.
Hugely.
The Padres were obviously a team that did.
Yes.
The New York Yankees, a team that does not.
They do not.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, a team that does not. So you have certain teams that are asking their starters to go deep into games, and you have others that are like, yeah, give us 2, give us 3, whatever. Yeah. And then we're switching over to our bullpen. Completely different strategies. And in the Yankees game, you saw a team, the Yankees, that needed Cam Schlittler to go deep. And, was he as good as he was in the wild card series? No. His velocity was a little bit down. Did he turn in an excellent postseason start?
Yeah.
6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 unearned runs that absolutely murdered the Yankees on a Jazz Chisholm error. Just 2 strikeouts, though. So he wasn't dominant, but he did what the Yankees were asking him to do, and that was go deep into the game, give their offense a chance to win. The offense never gave them a chance to win, though, against a bullpen game.
Yep.
for the Toronto Blue Jays. And that was the big surprise for me yesterday, that bullpen game was able to shut down the Yankees offense as thoroughly as it did.
Trent Grisham with a gnarly 0 for 5. Cody Bellinger with a gnarly 0 for 5. Jazz Chisholm 0 for 3 with a huge error. I mean, Austin Wells, I think, probably had the AB of the game, the poor AB of the game. Jeff Hoffman, who was struggling with control, Bases are loaded. Wells comes up. What does he do with the bases loaded, Benny? He swings at a pitch at his eyes and pops out. And it was just like, man, the pressure is on him. It just goes to show you how hard it is to hit in October, how everything just kind of goes by the wayside. You know better. You got to make him throw you one.
I disagree, though. And maybe you missed the at-bat of the game because I thought you'd point it out. But in a 1-1 game in the top of the 5th inning, the Blue Jays got a leadoff single from Ernie Clement, who had a huge series. He's hitting 643 with a 929 slug
Ernie
in
Clement,
the postseason, batting in the 8-hole for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been huge with Bo Bichette out.
Yep.
That offense that they've gotten from Ernie Clement has been enormous. So their number 9 hitter comes up next. It's a 1-1 game. It's actually probably a justified call. They asked Jimenez to try to lay down a sacrifice bunt. He fails. Can't get it down, gets to 2 strikes. What happens? Singles the runner over from first to third, setting up a George Springer sacrifice fly. The key to that game yesterday, the turning point of the game, was the inability of their 9-hitter to get down a sacrifice bunt, and it helped their team. It actually helped their team, the fact that Jimenez could not get down the bunt that was called for in that situation.
Well, there was the same situation in Milwaukee. There was runners on first and second. They tried to bunt them over. They didn't get it done. And I think they threw out the lead runner, and the rally is just done. It's over. Phillies actually did one last night that worked. Because the next guy came up and got a single. And they drove in 2 runs, but it was off Kershaw. So it just, again, you're looking at it going, I just don't see it working a ton.
Of course it's going to work sometimes.
Of course.
We're talking about,
but I'm talking about in the playoffs,
in the long haul, though.
Yeah.
Is it going to work more than it doesn't work? Are you going to score more runs or less runs?
Oh, B-Lock. Yeah. It was Lockridge that bunted it up the
right.
first baseline. And it was like, all right, if you don't have confidence, and he's fast and he can run, just didn't execute. And it just murdered the rally.
I just
again.
happened to be at that moment when Lockridge laid that bunt down. I was in the office and I was walking back into the living room, so I could just hear the TV as I was walking back in, and I just hear, and Lockridge lays one down, and I go, yeah, once a Padre, always a Padre.
Huge rally, potential rally, pitcher on the ropes, and you're like, here's a freebie. Here's 1/3 of the things that you would sell your soul for. I'm just going to take this. And I'm just going to give you one right there. You would kill someone for 3 outs. I'm going to give you one of them right now in the house.
The Blue Jays are sitting fairly pretty right now.
Yeah.
They're the only team that is advanced.
Yep.
They'll get 3 days off before game 1 of the American League Championship Series, which they will host no matter whether it's the Mariners or Tigers that advances out of a rough winner-take-all, everybody available game 5 on Friday. So Toronto is sitting pretty in the American League. And you have to consider the Blue Jays now, considering how much offense they've gotten, the solid pitching performances they've received. Solid favorites now, except for the fact that the Dodgers still exist. And if they do end up taking out the Phillies in the next 2 games, they're going to advance in a world that includes just the Blue Jays, probably the Brewers, and either the Mariners or the Tigers. And you're going, if that was the Final Four at the beginning of the season, would anyone even bother watching?
No, you would have
here. Just hand the Dodgers the trophy.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's the case. I think Toronto is a very legitimate threat here.
No question.
To win the World Series.
No question.
But that's probably not what Major League Baseball executives envisioned as their Final Four of Toronto, Milwaukee, Seattle. Oh, and okay, Los Angeles is here as well. Thank God that someone's going to watch this World Series if the Dodgers actually do make it. But Brewers, Mariners, or Brewers, Blue Jays is not going to be the big ratings winner that Major League Baseball executives were hoping for, if that's what ends up happening in the Dodgers.
If it's Brewers, Mariners, I'm putting my feet up. I'm having the time of my life. I'm just going to have a blast.
Someone's winning their first World Series title if that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, I noticed the Lockridge bunt. Forgot to bring it up when we talked about it. But yeah, the failure, as you said, I didn't see it. I missed that. I
It
missed
was
that
a
part.
failure on the bunt, and it ended
It's
up
like, I'll just
helping.
swing away. And
It
it's
ended
not.
up helping the Blue Jays, the fact that they failed, because they would not have scored the go-ahead run that inning.
Yeah.
If it had continued to play out. Bunt the guy over to second, fly ball.
Yep.
And then the inning had ended on the next batter, and it would have still been 1-1.
It's just crazy, man. How and when there's October, when it turns to October, you got guys doing things that they normally wouldn't do. The Phillies let off with a bunt last night too, didn't they? Trey Turner with a bad hamstring trying to bunt his way on.
I was just leaving and at work, and I did not see the beginning of that game.
I got texts about it yesterday.
Well, it was weird because all the games were staggered in that you're watching the end of one game and another game is kind of starting on you. So if you're not on top of things and switching back and forth, it was easy to miss the start of the last three games as you were still kind of engrossed in the games previously that you're watching. So I missed the start of the Dodgers-Phillies game.
And I do think it's interesting to note, now that the Yankees have been knocked out, Aaron Boone, they asked him about it last night. Was this it for you? And he goes, I'm under contract. But contracts can be bought out. Certainly. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he comes back? Do you think he should come back? Is it, it's an expensive team that's underachieved every year, I think.
I would personally bring him back.
Yeah.
I think he is well suited for the New York market.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to be hard to find someone better. If you knew you felt like you had the perfect guy, I wouldn't be necessarily afraid to make that call, but you better be sure that you know who you're hiring and why they're going to be better than Aaron Boone.
It's crazy, though. Like you see Volpe in that series, Ben, he finished, staggering. 1 for 15 with 10 Ks. Just
what do you
zero
think, What do you
help.
think this series does for the legacy of Aaron Judge?
Look,
he was fantastic. He hit
he was
500 with a huge home run in the only game that they won.
It's the thing where at the end of the day, they just look at your. Now he has no rings yet.
I really, for me at least personally, playoff performance really doesn't factor into anybody's legacy.
If it did, Kershaw, there's really
Barry
good
Bonds
players.
did not win a ring, and he's the greatest to ever play.
Yeah.
Mike Trout has 5 playoff
5
at-bats.
ABs, yeah.
And he's a phenomenal player.
I'm not saying it's going to keep Aaron Judge out of the Hall of Fame or anything, but playoff legacy absolutely factors into what you think of a player.
Absolutely.
And, whether they come up big in big moments. It doesn't.
I don't think so. I don't know that.
I don't think it defines your
just
career.
talking about Kershaw. Like we're obviously a little bit biased and like to have some fun, but like Wood said it earlier, he's going to be a first ballot, no brainer, possibly unanimous Hall of Famer, and nobody's going to be like, well, he did choke in a lot of playoff games.
I wouldn't say nobody's going to say that.
No, nobody's going to not vote for him because of that. Is what I meant.
Look at it from another perspective. Another guy who was a great player in his career, but Madison Bumgarner. His legacy is absolutely tied into what he did in the playoffs as well.
Yeah. Like you look at him and you're like,
you can't separate what he did in the playoffs. That is a big part of his legacy.
I think at the end, your great player's a great player. You get in the Hall of Fame or whatever. There are those people that are like, yeah, but look what he did in October. Look what he didn't do in October. I think it definitely, until you win a ring and actually A-Rod was one of those guys. He was horrible until he wasn't.
What's Derek Jeter? Hall of Famer, clearly.
Yeah.
If Derek Jeter just never makes the playoffs and puts together the same career, but doesn't have his postseason legacy of his rings and his October performances and November performances.
That's his whole legacy.
He's still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But we do not talk about him in the reverent terms that we talk about Derek Jeter.
No chance.
It's mostly
playoffs. Yeah.
And he's a 3,000 hits. He's a clear Hall of Famer. No doubt about that. But he's just Tom, Dick, and Harry Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's
without his playoff legacy.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yeah. The
He's
five.
not the greatest hitter of all time. He's not the greatest fielder of all time.
No.
He's not anywhere in the conversation of anything other than being
5 rings or whatever.
Clutch captain of a playoff winning team that has ever existed.
Yeah.
It does matter what you do in the playoffs.
I think it does. I think it absolutely does too. But at the end, for Judge though, you look at it and you go, all right, this helped his overall playoff numbers, which were not very great. Look, you'd love to see Manny go off one postseason. And if the Padres didn't win a ring, there is something to be said of like, well, hey, at least he showed up in October and came through in a big way. But
I guess I'm just thinking of it like I was born in 1990. Three of the greatest baseball players I've ever seen live are Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., and Mike Trout. They've got like no playoff stats combined.
Sure. They're still great.
Nobody's going to be like, well, they're a great regular season player.
C20 Marino, great comp. He said Derek Jeter. It's Ryan Sandberg without the postseason.
Without
still
the postseason,
a legendary Hall of Fame player.
100%.
You know, what was Ryan Sandberg in the playoffs?
You don't have the aura.
Really never there.
The aura.
Yeah.
It's a thing for sure.
I mean, Bumgarner, like he wasn't Kershaw, like, you know,
he was all aura though.
But he was a good pitcher with the aura of, what was that, 2012?
Elite postseason performer.
It was him pitching, what was it, three
That's
starts in 7 games?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Or 3 appearances.
Game 7 coming right back.
Nasty, dude. It's just nasty. Nasty. Well, we got our Kershaw postseason moment. You can set your watch to it every single October that he's there.
But conversely, you can perform well in the playoffs, and if your teammates don't help you out,
right?
You're not the quarterback. You're not Tom Brady.
Correct.
You can't lift your team to anything.
You're not a running back. You can't put them on your back and run to success.
Baseball's just that different of a sport
where
different. One guy really can't take over a game. You can change a game with a big swing or something.
I saw Yankee fans on Twitter like, oh, great. He comes into the playoffs, and yes, he had 500, but he turned into Luis Ariz, hitting a bunch of singles. It's like the guy can't win until he can't win. He's not going to win until he leads them to victory and a ring. Just will not be the same. He's a Hall of Famer as well, but it won't be the same until he gets that ring in New York.
All right, we've got to get to Don't Do This is coming up in our next segment, and then we'll get to our Padres Smörgåsbord for the day at the bottom of the hour, talking about the hitting philosophy. Let's see. NFL, I thought, was supposed to be now teammates with ESPN. Got an interesting story that's confused a lot of people that we can get to and Don't Do This coming up next. We'll be back after traffic. Don't go away. Ben and Woods continuing here on a Thursday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. The Fan. First, though, I get to tell you about SDFatLoss.com. I had some tier ones reaching out. They wanted to know more about the program, and I can authentically say I believe in SDFatLoss.com fully. Yeah, you are doing the work yourself. There's no magic bullet. You're putting in the time to make sure that you're eating right at the right times in the right amounts, but you are helped every step of the way. The accountability, the coaching, the support system that they provide was huge for me. I know because I've tried to lose weight on my own. I've tried with other programs. I lost weight with other programs, but I didn't keep the weight off. What was different with SDFatLoss.com, not only did I lose weight fast, 40 pounds in 60 days, and that's not unusual. They say you'll lose up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. That was exactly what happened for me. But for the first time ever, I've kept the weight off. Over 2 years now, I have kept every single pound off. And for me, it was because it was based on real foods. I didn't have to transition from bars or shakes because there are no bars or shakes to buy when you're with SDFatLoss.com. You're just eating real stuff from the grocery store. Even restaurants, they can show you, order this, not that, and still lose the weight and still live your life. Do it today, and by the time the holidays come around in December, you'll already be a new you. No need for any New Year's resolutions. No injections, no exercise necessary, just real sustainable weight loss. Thanks to SDFatLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation online at SDFatLoss.com and get that program started today. SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't
leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do
set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
Yes,
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. I'll start us out today. A bit of an inside media type story, but very interesting and unusual. Yeah. Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, one of their analysts, has been known for doing really kind of cool breakdowns. If you're really into football, he'll break down plays and post them on his Twitter account. He's been doing it for a long time. Gets a lot of engagement. People are very interested in it. But all of a sudden this week,
good, man.
Yeah, they're good. They're and a number.
He's really good. Like he's smart. Yeah, he breaks it down like
a number of guys. Our friend Daniel Jeremiah, Tier 1. He'll do this. Now he works for the NFL Network. Orlovsky works for ESPN. Yeah. And all of a sudden they stopped this week, and he started just posting like timestamps, like, hey, Titans fans, I'm not allowed to post video on here, so go watch first quarter, 8:14 left. It doesn't work anymore. No one's going to go and do all the work necessary to find the timestamps of the game. So basically, he's been forbidden. And someone asked, well, why can't you do it? He said, I've been told by the NFL, no more. Stinks. Appreciate you.
That was to Mark Schlereth. Stinks.
Yeah.
Mark,
why can't you do it? And no one really knows exactly why, because ESPN and the NFL are now
partners,
bosom buddies. Yeah. They're in bed together. You'd think that this would be even more okay. Now, yeah, the NFL owns its content, and they can say who can and cannot. Technically, no one's really allowed to just take NFL highlights and do what they want. But Dan Orlovsky's not making money off of it or anything. He's just doing it to educate fans, promote the sport, which you would think would be something the NFL would appreciate and encourage him to do even more. And all of a sudden, the well has run dry, and everyone's kind of wondering what is going on with this situation.
Why is he singled out? I see a lot of people.
Like NFL Baldy does his Baldy's breakdown.
Emmanuel Acho,
don't know why.
Who did he piss off?
Something.
Feels like an easy fix. It feels like an easy fix. Yeah, man, go ahead.
Technically, we post a Padres highlight? Probably not, but the Padres want good promotion of their content. We're not, making money off of social media at all. So
I'm going to start analyzing each and every bunt and do like TikTok videos with it.
Then you might be prohibited.
Then I'd be a multi-millionaire because I would have so much content to talk about with every bunt in the season. Oh my God, Woods did 7,000 videos last season. This is incredible. Let me tell you why this one was wrong.
See if the Twitter account Every Bunt Ever is taken already.
Pretty genius,
just
actually.
Post every video
Hey, guys,
every
it's
bunt.
Woodsy here from Every Bunt Ever. Here we go. Here we are in the third inning. We've got runners on second and third, and we try with our 4-hole hitter to bunt him in. This sucks. This has always sucked. It's always going to suck. Thank you for tuning in to Never Bunt.
Like and subscribe to all my channels.
Yeah, like and subscribe to Buck Funting here with your old pal Woodsy. We knew this was coming. I think Paulie actually is the one that called it when we talked about LeBron James and his decision. Part 2.
By the way, there is a Twitter account already.
Is there?
Buck Funting.
Is there?
It has 3 followers. No, 3 following, no followers, and
is it my face?
I don't know when their last post was. No, it's not.
It's like your dad's Twitter account.
It's the picture looks kind of inappropriate, actually.
See this
Not
for research.
Not kind of.
Look this up.
Oh, yeah. I would say.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I
little
wanted to see if you
inappropriate.
could
just a
I
little.
wanted
What
to see
part
if
of
you-
that was only a little
I wanted to
inappropriate?
see if you could just grab the account.
A
but,
little
apparently
inappropriate is
not.
like a nipple. This is maybe the most inappropriate thing that you could fathom.
I'm not going to repost it now.
You can't even describe it on the
Nope,
radio.
can't
What it
even
is.
describe.
Nope.
Now go look for
People are
yourself.
just gonna go. Yeah, they're gonna go
At
find it.
Buck Funting. They're gonna be like, "What happened to my account? It just gets 7,000 creepy followers." Paulie actually called this on the air. We talked about the decision part 2. LeBron James. Many people speculated. They speculated a lot of things. What they didn't, nobody nailed. I thought it was going to be for Amazon Prime or Sprite, some brand deal. It was a brand deal, but it was for Hennessy VSOP. Well, he's being sued now by Andrew Garcia, 29-year-old lifelong Lakers fan. Filed the lawsuit, small claims court, and he is requesting the $865.66 he spent after he saw the decision announced, ran to Ticketmaster. He got tickets to LBJ's last ever matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers because he thought it was going to be the last game he'd ever play against the Cavs, $432.83 apiece. And now he's stuck with those tickets. And he wrote in his suit, James now owes him because of fraud, deception, misrepresentation, and any and all basis of legal recovery. I wouldn't have purchased it if he wasn't going to retire, plain and simple. So,
But LeBron never said that that's what the second decision was about.
yeah, you made an assumption.
You made an assumption, and you can dislike LeBron for it. You can be mad about it. But I don't think you can recoup any funds because of it. You were the dummy. You made the mistake.
Should LeBron stroke this guy a check for $856.66 in good faith? He's got it. Just say, Andrew, I'm going to have my people send over a check, bro. I'm sorry. I'm going to make it $900. I'm going to be like Ben. I'm going to give you a little bit extra. I'm going to give you $900.
LeBron should go ahead and buy everybody's tickets.
I know.
And then announce his retirement.
And then announce his retirement.
Now sell the tickets for even more later.
That's such devious thinking. That's like mafia type thinking. I'm impressed at you.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, finally, do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
And of course, everybody on the Toronto Blue Jays was ecstatic after winning their series against the New York Yankees. You're beating the division rival, the team that has stood in your way for so many years. Don't know that anybody was as happy as Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
None more so than he.
Signed a 14-year contract.
14
he is,
years.
for good or ill,
Yep.
he is the face of Toronto baseball for the next decade plus.
Remember how much speculation he was a goner.
Yeah.
There was no chance he was going back there.
So this was a big moment for him to take down the Yankees. They had him live on the Fox Sports MLB postgame show with their crew and another fellow Yankee hater who was at that table, along with a couple of Yankees, Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez, the Big Papi, David Ortiz, and they
like, hey Derek, you want to go grab a coffee or something?
He's like, I'm gonna go hit the bathroom.
Can't imagine that Jeter and A-Rod love this, but Big Papi and Vladdy had their moment, and it was pretty fun, actually.
Dale, the Yankee lose. The Yankee lose. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey, let's do it again. The Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. Let's go, baby.
The
One more. The Yankees lose.
He hates something happened with the Yankees and his dad years ago that he said I would never play there. If they were the last team on earth, I would never play. He wanted it so bad. And after the game, did you see him? He was standing there, he's looking up. He had tears in his eyes. Doesn't get much better than Vlad Guerrero Jr., man. What a monster series for him. And Toronto that'd be an interesting World Series champion.
Now I want my Fernando Tatis Jr. moment.
I know.
He wasn't around for the 2022 upset of the Dodgers.
No.
He needs his own moment.
He does.
Some point.
I'd like to see some tears in his eyes going to the NLCS.
I know. That is Don't and Do This for a Thursday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, lay out the tablecloth. Start putting out the appetizers and the entrees. The Padres Smörgåsbord.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming up next. We'll talk about hitting philosophy and what needs to change and maybe what doesn't need to change for your San Diego Padres going into next season. That's up next with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Yes, but first, speaking of hitting philosophy, I want to talk about pain. Right? Pain. And a lot of people wake up every morning and they're feeling pain in their knees, their elbows, their back. Doesn't have to be this way. It's not just going to go away on its own. You find that the older you get, actually just gets worse every single day. And that was exactly the case with me and my wrists a few years back. Went to QC Kinetics. I feel great, man. Lifting heavier than I ever have, playing baseball still with the young bucks out there, just living life, man, the things that I want to do. And it's all thanks to QC Kinetics. People like me and you out there, they're finding lasting relief without steroids, medications, or surgery right here in San Diego. Go meet with Dr. Jackson and his team. They get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. Guys, it is a simple injection, all right? It's not a hospital stay. You get in and you get out. It's all natural. There's no downtime as well. So if your knees, back, shoulders, keeping you from enjoying life, explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Call QC Kinetics today. Schedule that free consultation with Dr. Jackson, who's amazing, and his team. Take charge of your health today. Look beyond the same old solutions. First consultation is on the house. No reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics now. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills, 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. Once again, QC Kinetics at 619-614-PAIN.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
We are just an hour away from a postseason edition of Smart Baseball with Eno Sarris. Eno and all of our guests appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. I do believe that some of the discussions we've had with Eno are going to inform today's Padres Smörgåsbord, which will have to do with the hitting philosophy of the San Diego Padres. One of the things that I presume is part of the all-encompassing review that is currently going on at Petco Park about what changes do and do not need to be made for the franchise this upcoming offseason.
Well, everybody needs a scapegoat, right? Everybody needs somebody to point to and say, it's your fault. You did this. How dare you do this to us? And will Victor Rodriguez be that guy? Should he be that guy? Many say yes. I see a lot of people every day pointing the finger at Victor Rodriguez, but you've got some numbers, some evidence. I've got some quotes. And we all watched with our eyes what happened this year, or I think more importantly, what didn't happen. And it's an interesting topic. It's a very interesting topic.
And we will get to our off-season Padres conversation of the day, the Smörgåsbord, right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Got a few problems here, guys. One of them is a crash on eastbound 905 at the Britannia off-ramp. Couple vehicles involved. Also an accident on the Hotel Circle on-ramp to eastbound 8. Northbound side of the 805 near University. Crash involving a couple cars and a motorcycle. It's in the center divide. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So, got the open. Padres Smörgåsbord.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Call it something else. Bo loves the title, by the way. He loves the word smorgasbord, like his dad. I am the same way.
It's our daily conversation about Padres off-season topics. Came all too soon. Still bummed. Padres should have been playing home games yesterday and tonight at Petco Park in the division series.
We should be really hungover right now.
Yeah.
That's how we should be in here. Like, oh, what a win. Man, that was incredible.
Instead, we're left to pick up the pieces of what went wrong in the 2025 season. And I think everybody, inside, outside the organization, fans, coaches, GM, whoever, knows that one of the biggest problems for the Padres was hitting, and in particular, power hitting. Padres, here are some of the numbers, and I'll credit Kevin Acey, who wrote about some of this yesterday in the Union Tribune. Went from 10th in home runs in baseball in 2024 with 190 to 28th in home runs in baseball with just 152 this past season. Went from 8th in runs scored to 18th in runs scored. Went from 6th in OPS to 16th in OPS from one season to the other. And
what about slug?
Slug is also down. I don't have the rankings, but with the home runs down and OPS down, that's part of that equation.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And The question is, was the personnel that different that they went down? Was it the philosophy?
It was early, I think. I think the personnel early was different. You know, you had Jason Hayward, Yuli Gurriel, Martin Maldonado, Connor Joe. I mean, not
Elias Diaz as opposed to Kyle Higashioka, who had 17 home runs last season.
Yeah.
Personnel, especially early in the season,
Different.
was a big part of the Padres' offensive struggles. And some of those struggles were fixed after the trade deadline with the acquisition of Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano and Freddie Fermin. Now, Fermin doesn't add to your slug much, but he did certainly improve your run scoring ability at the bottom of the order. We saw that stretch in August in particular when the Padres 7, 8, 9 hitters went from the least productive in baseball to like the most productive in baseball for at least like a 3-week period.
But it is crazy because April was wildly successful for the San Diego Padres.
True.
With that litany of Jason Hayward, Connor Joe. You know, I mean, they got off to a staggeringly hot start.
And that was mostly Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill getting off to insanely hot starts. But when both of those guys cooled off
or got injured,
the Padres offense essentially disappeared until the second half of the season.
Manny didn't.
He was consistent for most of the year until the last
2 months, right? So it's just staying hot for an entire baseball season is really, really difficult.
Well, that's
to
not
do.
a philosophy.
Nobody does that.
I mean,
if you could tell your guys stay hot all year, I'll be sitting back smoking cigarettes, right? Like, but it's not the case. But the thing that makes me a little bit, I don't know, about hesitant, you know, to like pull the trigger and find someone else. It's always a couple of things. Number one is who, okay? So who is it that you'd like?
By the way, we don't know the answer.
We have no idea. The other one is this. You were good in 2024. You were. The same approach that you used in 24 that worked until it didn't for just 24 innings. That worked really well for you. You had an offensive identity.
But why did it work in 2024? It worked because Jurickson and Profar had a career season.
Yes, and Jackson Merrill hit 20-plus home runs.
And it worked because Kyle Higashioka found the Higgy Bank.
David Peralta, you know, guys came in and hit some home runs here. I don't put this all on Victor Rodriguez. I do put it as a combo maybe between, obviously the players are mostly to blame. They're the ones that got to go up and hit next.
By the way, I believe Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. combined for one more home run in 2025 than they did in 2024.
Yeah,
so you can't immediately say, well,
the Stars.
The Stars are the problem, because no, the Padres were really good at hitting home runs and then really bad, and the Stars did essentially the exact same thing 2 years in a row. So you can't really pinpoint the Stars in that situation.
So again, my blame lies with the organizational philosophy of small ball, and it also lies with Vic takes some of the blame, Schilt takes some of the blame, the players take most of the blame, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, I read this piece that came out in September, Ben, of 2024, and it starts from Kevin Acee with, the Padres are on the verge of breaking the franchise record for home runs hit at home. They will do it by accident. New hitting coach Victor Rodriguez came into the job having seen on a few occasions and heard on many more how difficult it was to hit home runs at Petco Park. So his approach was simple. Quote, so if it's hard to hit homers, why would we look for homers? Let's focus on line drives. Let's get doubles. So that's when we came up with Petco Park hitting. There was even a drill in spring training where targets were set up near the area where the second baseman and shortstop would stand. The philosophy of hitting the ball hard on a line was constantly preached and is still reinforced regularly in meetings. Let's focus on hitting line drives, not homers. By thinking less power, you might have more power. You hear that all the time. Do less up there, man. You don't need to swing out of your shoes. You know, some of their velo does the work for you. Just hard middle, gap to gap. It's literally what you're taught since you're a child. That's what I tell every one of my kids. Hard middle, hard middle, hard middle, hard middle, hard. You hear it 1,000 times in any baseball practice. Hard middle, hard middle, hard middle. Oppo is a state of mind. Hard middle is where you want to live. It didn't work this year. It didn't work. And I think part of it is because of the mentality of let's just play for one run. Let's literally just try to get one run here and there and let our vaunted bullpen, close it out for us. That approach worked, I think, in 1978. I do. I think it worked in 1984. I think it worked for the Kansas City Royals when they won their World Series. But it doesn't work now. It's not a sustainable strategy for success, and especially in October, it's just not. So you can get these 90-win seasons, man. You cobble them together with small ball all day. Like, you did it. You've done it twice. You see it. But if you want postseason success, you have to have guys that can not only go hard middle, they need to go 450 to left center and right center. And so I don't put it all on Victor. I don't. I put it on Schilt too. And I put it on this mentality that playing for one run is always okay, because it's just not.
But the structure of the Padres next season, no matter what they do this offseason, is going to be very similar to this year.
Yeah, dude.
The players, we know who's coming back. And it'll be a better offense because you won't hopefully have those 3 months of Gurriel and Hayward and Connor Joe in the outfield. You're going to have Ramon Laureano out there. You'll have a full season of Gavin Sheets. He's not going to be a part-time player. He should be more of a full-time player for the Padres next year. You will have a better offense just by default going into next season. The question today, though, here, the smorgasbord is, do you really need to change the philosophy? Is it simply, but is it simply just don't bunt as much? They led the league by a wide margin in sacrifice bunts, but still, that is around 48 over the course of thousands of at-bats over a season. I mean,
philosophy,
you can't just blame bunting for the lack of offense.
Watch me.
It's the psyche.
How many many times? Okay, if every guy swung away that bunted, how many extra home runs do you have out of those 48 at-bats? No, 40. A lot of them are the bottom. A lot of them are the bottom.
How do you know it's not 40? You don't know.
I mean, how
do you know?
If it's
not the bottom, it's the cleanup hitter. It's the two-hole hitter.
And even those guys, even Jackson Merrill, he hits a home run 1 out of 20 at-bats. You're probably talking about 2 extra home runs this season if they didn't bunt in any of those situations.
Like I said,
maybe 2.
Like I said,
it goes beyond that.
Like I said, you can do this in the regular season. You can cobble it together. You absolutely with that bullpen, you can do this.
To change the philosophy, but you still don't understand your ballpark.
No. You still don't.
After 25 years, 21 years at Petco Park, no one totally understands your ballpark. Every year seems like it's a little different. It's
like the anti-Coors Field.
But sometimes, opposing teams hit a lot of home runs at Petco Park. Some years they don't. Some years it's okay for hitting. Some years it's like this year it was horrible for hitting. The ball didn't fly anywhere. The baseball makes a difference. They changed the baseballs this year a little bit. That can make a difference as well. And you don't really know until the season starts even how your own ballpark is going to play. At least at Coors, you know how it's going to play. But Petco is more of a mystery from year to year. It's a tough job. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Padres hitting coach.
Having to
tough job.
Game plan that.
The small ball thing isn't just bunting, though.
It's not just bunting.
It's the mentality. It's the psyche. It's the sacrificing an out, just going station to station, not having that killer instinct of like, no. We got our foot on above their throat. Let's step on it. Let's hit this home run. Let's end this thing.
And they showed flashes of it throughout the year of enough with this.
But the Rockies also probably showed flashes of it. You know what I mean? Like everybody will show flashes of it. You'll have a 3-run home run at some point in your season and go, oh, here we go. That was fun. Let's do that again.
And the most basic hitting strategies out there is 0 strikes and 1 strike, swing for the fences. With 2 strikes, put the ball in play more. Now, some teams went away from that and they said, hey, 2 strikes, swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Do you want the Padres to be all in on, hey, we're a power strikeout team all of a sudden and completely change what they did? Because I think there's a danger in that. In swinging too far from what you've been doing to something completely different. You could mess up a lot of guys.
You could, but we have a lot of guys already messed up. We have the three true outcome baseball is boring. It's boring, and I don't want that. So don't get me wrong. But giving away multiple outs a game in the 3rd inning to play for a run is a crap philosophy. It just is. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. It's a crap philosophy. It's scared baseball. It always has been. It always will be, especially with the guys we have that are doing it. And it sticks in my craw because they're rewarded for it. They're rewarded for it publicly all the time. Well, if our guy's not seeing it well, he's just going to lay one down. BS. What happens in October? You know what I can promise you? You're not going to be seeing it well. You're going to be seeing the best of the best all the time. You're not going to see it well. How do you get through it? You don't lay down a bunt.
You make a compelling.
I'm very
case,
passionate
and
about
you're very
it.
passionate.
I'm very passionate about
it. All right, we'll come back. We got 2 hours to go. Real or fake coming up. Eno Sarris, all in hour number 3 of Ben and Woods. Stick around. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, we are halfway home on a Thursday. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan, great to be here with you, talking about all the minutia of the previous season, all the minutia that we see in baseball every day. But Aquafina is not a fan. But Aquafina says this gets tiresome after a while, trying to figure out the little ways this team could have been better when it was a couple of huge mistakes that were made, and there's no fixing that. Obviously, you can't. But Aquafina, you couldn't fix it. And he says, well, I'm sure you guys will figure out the solution any minute. No. If we could, we wouldn't be here. I'll tell you that. I'd be down at Petco right now down in the cages.
What does he mean by huge mistakes?
I didn't understand that either. The huge mistakes. I mean, I can't think of any huge mistakes per se.
You know, I listened to the Yankees lamenting the end of their season after the game last night, and they talked about not doing little things well, making some defensive mistakes, bad plays that, ultimately they weren't tight enough to get it done, they felt. That's not the case with the San Diego Padres. They played pretty buttoned up all season long and in the series against the Chicago Cubs. The reason they didn't advance in the postseason was they didn't hit.
Yeah.
So that's why we're talking about their lack of hitting.
Yeah.
We feel like it's a very important issue for the San Diego Padres, the most important issue for the Padres.
This would be a tough gig.
I don't think they have a lot else they have to do. If they hit,
they win.
They probably win the World Series.
Yeah.
If they hit, they had enough pitching. They certainly had a bullpen to do it. They played good enough defense. They just needed to hit, and they probably would have won the World Series.
Yeah, especially last year.
So that's what they need to fix. Last year, for sure. This year,
potentially.
I think they had enough pieces in place that if they were hitting, they would have been a very strong candidate to go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Once you get in, you're a candidate. Like once you're one of the teams that can do it, you have a shot.
And the Padres had every element in place, other than the one they really needed. No,
the elements were there.
Starting pitching could have been deeper and better for sure.
Yep.
But that's not what killed them in the end.
It's not. It's not at all.
It was the lack of hitting that killed them.
It's what might have killed them.
Yeah, down the road.
Maybe even in the next round, but it's not why they lost to the Cubs.
Yeah, for sure. I again though, talking about the minutia. I mean, this is be a tough gig if you didn't and couldn't. All right, Padres season's over. We'll see you guys now. If they let us leave until spring training, we're having a different conversation. By different conversation, I mean I'm at home asleep right now or taking my kids to school. Which I'll sign up for. I would do that. I would just work baseball season, Ben and Woods during baseball season only. That would be fine by me, but we're not there yet.
No, you'd still be talking about it.
Yeah, I would. That's just how I'm wired. Yeah, that's how I'm
not
wired.
As structured as we do, but you'd still be talking about it, just like Padres fans are still talking.
Oh man, everywhere I go, still. Everywhere I go, still. It's I can't believe this. What happened? I'm like, I have no idea. Don't ask me. I need to update something. And we talked about it at this time yesterday, so I wanted to update it. I had said yesterday at this time I was going to attempt something on the weekend to do a Zoom version of the men's mental health group that I started called The Work.
We tried to dissuade you from that.
And my wife is the one that actually dissuaded me from it. She said, don't do it. And I said, how come? She said, well, there's going to be tons of trolls. It's hard to control. You can get all the moderators you want. She said, the people that are in there are bearing their soul. Some of them, they deserve anonymity, so to speak, and not for public consumption. I go, you know what? It's a really good point. So I'm going to do it next Saturday, the 18th, at the same place I've been doing it, the Lost Abbey, the Sanctuary by the Lost Abbey up in San Marcos and in San Alejo. We're going to do it there, 11 o'clock. So I'm going to tweet it out, put it on Instagram, all that. But
it's a good point. If you're going to bare your soul, man, you're still doing it in front of people.
Yeah,
but people you can look in the eye.
Correct.
People
nobody's recording it.
Made the effort.
Like, look at this guy.
Made the effort to be there in person. There's a certain bond and a certain expectation. You know that what's said in the meeting is for the people in the meeting.
That's
when
exactly
you throw
right.
it online. It becomes.
I've done therapy virtually with my therapist and just couldn't meet in person.
Yep.
And there was no fear of she could clip something that I'm saying,
tweet it out,
put it out on social media.
Would that be
for sure?
Would that be unethical behavior by the therapist?
I believe it would be.
I'm thinking yes, that would be unethical.
Therapist who clips. Hey, I did the client.
Listen to what Woodsy said.
This client said today. This is amazing.
They black your face out and just They change your voice, but everyone's like, I'm pretty sure I know who that is. So yeah, again,
that would be the most popular account on social media.
Like inside the therapist's office.
Inside the therapist's office. Confessions from therapy.
They have it actually. There's a show on couples therapy. And
Fantastic.
I've never watched a whole one because I live it and I can't sit and I'm like, it does give you the thing where you're like, oh man, at least we're not as bad as those guys.
I think that show came out. It was right around like pandemic viewing. You just consuming anything you could find that was new. And we started watching and watched like the whole season.
Yeah, it's on Showtime.
It's like you start to get attached to these people and their stories and their struggles and their relationships, and you're like, I gotta see how this continues to go.
It's really good. It's really good. I'm gonna do it live. We'll do it live. You're
such a big advocate and personal fan of therapy.
100%. Been called every name in the book.
I'm going at 11 o'clock today.
Yeah,
Paulie is too, and I certainly support people's mental health choices, but I'm afraid of therapy. I really am, and I always have been.
Well, nobody.
I know.
Nobody. Yeah, we know. Nobody wants to dig in there, dude. It's it's not easy. That's why I didn't call it the fun. It's not called the fun. It sucks. It sucks. It's really hard.
I consider myself a happy person. And I'm worried that if I go to therapy, someone's going to point out, but are you really happy? And I don't want to know that I'm not. I'm a happy person.
It's not what it is.
I'm a happy person.
I didn't go because I wasn't happy.
Correct. I'm a pretty happy guy too. But there's issues, and you're like,
I think maybe like at some point we've all done it. You mask. Have you ever?
Yeah,
you know what masking means? Like you think you're
I've never
happy.
been in therapy, so I don't know.
No, in your life, do you mask things?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
You do. That's not a therapy term.
It isn't.
No.
It just means you can come off as happy and even feel happy, but you're masking like deeper underlying issues or things that you're trying to sort through and work out.
And it explains a lot of our behavior, and you go, why would I do this? Or why would I be okay with this? Why would this happen? How can I be better equipped to not, I used to call it flooding. And flooding is when the emotions just I feel it in my feet. And it literally, like I can feel my body flooding and I can feel it in my neck. My ears get hot. And I'm like, I'm about to snap on someone.
See, I don't do that.
You don't do that.
I repress, if anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so for me, I went in and said, hey, look, I don't want to be that dad. I will raise my hand. I'm 1,000% that dad many times a year. But many times fewer this year than last, and many times fewer last year than the year before, and vice versa. And here we go down the line. It's just about improvement. That's what it is for me. It's about improvement. And so when I do regress, when I do have one of those moments, I then know I got to go repair this right away. Instead of I'm going to leave for 5 days, I'm going to leave for 3 days and let it fizzle out. I know I need to go repair it ASAP, and those are the things that I've.
But I don't, you know me pretty well. I don't snap at people.
That doesn't mean you don't need therapy.
No, I know, but,
right?
No,
you don't snap. You're not a snapper.
I like how I conduct myself and my affairs.
Sure,
for the most part,
mm-hmm.
It's like, what? I just don't know where I'd start exactly. Like.
Is she? If they
I feel like I'd have to go in. Like, why are you here today?
You're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Then
people told me I need to come.
That's exactly how I started.
That's kind of it. Yeah,
that's exactly how I think
that's what it is. I'd sit down and they'd go, so why are you here today? I go, I have no idea why I'm here. I was told.
I heard this was cool.
I literally
good for you, but
all my friends are doing it.
I got a couple of referrals from friends, but it was just people that I knew in my life, men. Couple of them older than me, like kind of a mentor role, and everybody just talked about how the best decision they've made in the last 10 years or whatever was starting therapy. And I'm like, I don't really know where to get. Like, I'm pretty happy right now, but I'll give it a shot. Like, why not? I'm always down to improve. And I haven't missed an appointment since. That was like 10 years ago almost.
Yeah, for me too. It was just about like, hey, there's some trauma that I went through. There's some trauma I inflicted on myself. I beat myself up for it. How do I get through that? You guys know, I mean, I'm a totally different person than the guy you met. 1,000%.
I think it's been great for you.
It's been phenomenal.
It's trauma that you didn't even know. Like you knew you had it.
I know
you lived it, obviously.
I don't want anyone.
You didn't know how much it was impacting.
I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. My life isn't perfect. I know my life isn't perfect, But I also know that there's no way it's ever going to be perfect.
But it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Progress, not perfection. That's what it's about. It's it. How do I get better? How do I stand up for myself?
I feel like you have to have.
You don't.
No,
you don't.
Look like a goal in mind.
No.
Like, what am I trying to reach?
The goal to be is the best human being I can be. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. I need to be the best human being that I can be. For me too, like you don't suffer from depression or anxiety. I did. So it was like, hey man, why do I wake up sometimes and I feel like I don't want to put my feet on the ground? I just want to lay in bed, eat a Big Mac. When there was a period in my life when I would get off the air when I was just a DJ and I lived by myself, I would get off the air and be like, I'm going to McDonald's. I'm eating like a pig and I'm going to crawl under the covers. And Betty, I would sleep until it was time to get up and go back on the air. So you're talking 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. And I would just lay in bed all day. And I'm like, why am I doing that? I'm a healthy, youngish, virile dude. Like I'm laying here and I couldn't diagnose it. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't drinking and doing drugs or anything like that. I was depressed. And so for me, it was like, I got to figure this out. So that's kind of when I jumped in both feet, which was a decade or more ago. And those days come. But now I know how to say, oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. I know exactly what this is. Now I have a partner too that I can go, hey, this is what I'm going through right now. I need this, or can you do this? And it just works.
And I can't tell you.
It's so hard.
How often I think to myself how lucky I am that doesn't happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You're lucky that you don't
I've never
have that.
dealt with that.
For sure.
Like I get down and it passes.
Yeah.
And I mean, like it passes.
Yeah.
I couldn't even stay, mad or sad for more than 10, 15 minutes
Sure.
if I tried. And I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed that I am wired that way somehow.
Right.
But I can't explain it. I don't know what I'd say. I don't know how I'd talk about it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's the way your brain's wired, the way mine is, the way Paulie is. Everybody's different. But, I think universally the reason I did it is because there's so many men that I think, and I'm not saying this negatively, there's so many men that think, I'm fine. It passes. I'll get through it. I'll plod ahead. I'll just put my head down and plow through it. When in reality, it does feel better to get it out and just say, you know what, I do need to talk about this. So that's why I did it.
Jeff says the biggest reason I've never been down to therapy, this is Jeff, is that you're talking to someone who doesn't know you at all. I don't want an objective person. I need subjective analysis. We talk amongst ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And that can be be very helpful as well.
This is helpful.
This
right now is helpful.
This is actually very helpful.
To Jeff, the way I would respond to that is I get it, and I kind of felt the same way. And there's a feeling out process. It's going to take a few sessions for them to get to know you and you to get to know them. But it didn't take long for me personally, in my experience, to reach a point where like I was single when I started going to therapy. Like I'm married now. I got my best friend, like my life partner. It's great. But there's still something to be said for somebody who's so objective that their only goal is your well-being, like your mental well-being, your physical well-being. Like I have buddies, like I said, I have my wife, I got friends like that I've known my entire life that I could talk to about literally anything. Yeah. And yet there's still a part of me that goes, are they just going to tell me what I want to hear
100%.
or what I need to hear?
100%.
Because they don't want to hurt my feelings.
Correct.
They don't want to be like straightforward. And the therapist doesn't know any of the people that I'm talking about or any of the situations that I'm describing. Yeah. Their only goal is, how does that make you feel? How are you going to sort through that? What do you need about that? Yeah. Like that's what I would say.
Yeah. It's not a miracle. It's not a miracle. It's not take this. And I've never taken medication. I've never taken anything for depression or anxiety. I mean, I've taken Xanax for anxiety when I feel when I feel like there's an elephant on my chest and I can't get through it. But that's it. It's not something I abuse. I've never taken an antidepressant. I've always just kind of plodded through until this. And then, so for this group, again, very informal. I'm not a therapist, but this is just a place where you can come be vocal about it, So that's all. Yeah, we're going to do it live. The 18th, lost Abby, but I'll promote it again.
Alexander says, talk about sports, please.
Hey, man. Alexander, when I'm dead and gone, if I helped one guy feel better about himself and become a better father and husband, that matters more to me than my sports opinions. My hot, spicy sports opinions. That's all I care about. So
we do relate to as guys. We do relate to each other with sports.
Oh, big time.
It's a
Well,
it's a way to bond. It's a way to start conversation.
Our boy Joey, we play baseball with him. He goes, I really only get depressed about the Padres. And I go, dude, that was me. And I've even learned how to better manage my sports depression. All right, Ben, for no other reason, go for sports depression. I managed it so much better in 25 than I did in 24. And 26, I'm going to manage it even better than I did in 25.
I know my family gets sports depression big time.
It's so good,
Every
man.
single person in my family gets sports depression.
Yep, 100%.
All right, let's take a time out. We will get back to our sports conversations, including our conversation with Eno Sarris coming up at the bottom of the hour. Let's take a time. Up next, though, we'll do a little real or fake on a Throwback Thursday. It's your chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas and the Jerry Seinfeld tickets, and you don't have to take on Woods. No musical trivia knowledge necessary. If you want to call in now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll play our daily game coming up next year after traffic with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. The Fan. First, though, open up my Prize Picks app right now as we get ready for another football weekend getting started tonight. And, of course, college football on Saturday and Sunday. You got baseball playoffs going on, and right around the corner, basketball season is starting. And you can set your daily fantasy lineups every single day with Prize Picks. Looking at my app right now. So we've got Philadelphia, New York, Jalen Hurts, more or less than 1/2 of one passing touchdown. That's a little goblin square. Those are a little easier, so the odds aren't as long, but makes it easier to win. You're just putting between 2 and 6 players together in your daily fantasy lineups, and if you get them right, you're winning real money that way. In a flex lineup, you don't even have to get them all right. 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, you can actually win a profit on those games as well. You're watching sports anyway. This is a chance to turn that sports watching and knowledge into actual cash. When you download the Prize Picks app, though, make sure you start by using the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Some of them always seem so easy, like half of a passing touchdown for Jalen Hurts. He's going to get one right tonight at least. I mean, that's a place to get started if you want with Prize Picks. Check it out today. It's Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Guess that's what we're talking about during the break.
So interesting.
I looked at the clock. I'm like, we need another 10-minute.
Paulie, put some more spots in there.
No, we'll move on here. We've got some other stuff to get to. Eno Sarris coming up at the bottom of the hour, but we got some contestants on the line. I'm ready for a little game time.
Me too.
Let's play a little real or fake.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
Real or Fake, brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and I'm going to go with Adam today. Adam, are you there?
Hey, Adam.
I'm here.
Not that Adam.
Not that Adam. Different Adam.
Adam, we've got an opportunity for you to be qualified for our grand prize Vegas getaway to see Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld, his show April 17th and 18th. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. This is real or fake, Adam. So all you need to do is get 4 out of 7 right, and we'll put you into the drawing.
Okay.
And it is somewhat sports themed here. You get Woods' help on a phone a friend as well. The Los Angeles Clippers are playing a preseason game tonight at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside against the Guangzhou Long Lions of the Chinese Basketball Association. And if you can't figure out today's real or fake category by now, you don't know me very well. Adam, I will give you a name. You tell me if it is a real team in the Chinese Basketball Association or a fake I have thrown in to fool you. So I'll give you the team nickname. You say real or fake. You ready to play, Adam?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Golden Revolution. Real or fake?
Real.
That one is fake. 0 for 1. All right. Let's go. Round number 2.
Okay.
The Blue Whales. Real or fake? The Blue Whales.
Fake.
Yeah,
I was going to say real.
Szechuan blue whales of the CBA.
my gosh.
You're right. We got plenty of time.
We can come back. We can come back. We've seen people come back from 0-3 before.
Dominic.
All right, round.
Dang it. General So's chickens. That's unbelievable.
Round number 3, Adam. Come on, here we go. The Monkey Kings, real or fake?
What, you gonna help me on this one? I
mean, yeah, you know that I don't know anything about I don't know anything about the National Basketball Association, much less the Chinese Basketball Association. But I'll say, what was it?
Monkey Kings.
Real.
He says real. Adam, what are you going to go with?
I'm thinking real.
You're both right.
Yes.
The Nanjing
right.
Monkey Kings.
We could have literally done 7 NBA teams for Woods. Real or fake?
The Raptors. The Bucks.
The Magic.
There's no way.
All right, we got one right. Let's go to round number 4. The Sturgeons. Real or fake, Adam? The Sturgeons.
Seems like there's an animal trend here sometimes.
Yes.
I'm going to go real on that one.
Yeah.
You are right.
Nice.
Fujian Sturgeons. All right, we're back
Tied
to
it up.
even now, 2-2. All right, round number 5. The Dolphins. Real or fake, Adam?
Fake.
That is fake.
Wow.
All right, we're all of a sudden one
God.
away from a win. The Flying Leopards. Real or fake, Adam?
Fake on that one.
No, it's real. Liaoning
Right, no cursing.
Flying Leopards. So here we go. Round 7 for all the
All the
marbles. Real or fake Chinese Basketball Association team? The Ducks. Real or fake, Adam? The Ducks.
Ducks. Woods, any clue on this one?
50-50, baby. I have no earthly idea.
Yeah.
0. We're in it together, though.
All right, let's say real.
Real? And the answer, Paulie, is real! The Beijing Ducks, one of 2 teams in Beijing. Congratulations, Adam. You have conquered real or fake today.
Down
and
0-2.
qualified
Down 0-2.
for the trip to Las
So you're
Vegas.
telling me it can be done.
It can be done.
You just have to stick with it. You can even down 0-2 in a best of 5.
That's
you can
right.
come back.
Come back.
Win all 3.
Never know what can happen.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Right,
you can
Phillies.
still do this.
Right.
It's not over yet. Adam, hang on the line. Paulie will get your information during the break. We'll put you into the drawing, I believe, number 2 this month for the trip to Las, or maybe number 3 for the trip to Las Vegas.
That was riveting. Like I was on the edge of my seat.
I think they actually have 3 teams that are named the Lions. They like the Lions a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Confusing, but there they are.
And they're playing.
They're playing
Front
tonight
Wave?
at Front Wave against
Nice.
the Clippers, the Guangzhou Dong Lions. And they have some like Victor Oladipo. You remember him?
Yep.
He's on that team. There's a couple of American players as well that make pretty good money playing over in the CBA, Chinese Basketball Association. All right, let's take a time out. When we come back to baseball and some smart baseball with Eno Sarris, his weekly visit from The Athletic, coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I want to remind you, we're all customers of SDG&E.
Yep.
Don't really have a choice. If you live in San Diego, they're in charge of the power, and they also have a responsibility to keep us safe in extreme heat and weather when fire season is here. One of the things that they really have to do and need to do is occasionally shut off that power so they don't spark wildfires.
They don't do it to be mean. No. I've told you that before. They don't do it to throw a monkey wrench into your day. They actually want to help potentially save you and your family's lives. So make sure they have your most up-to-date contact information. That's very, very critical so that they can let you know in case there is an emergency. You can sign up for outage notifications at sdge.com/notify, or just very simply to your smartphone, download the Alerts by SDG&E app, because being prepared is all of our responsibility.
They have a team, actually.
They do.
Like team of meteorologists that look into the forecast up to 10 days in advance so they can start notifying people 1 day out that hey, power shutoff's coming at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep, be ready.
You can be ready. And then they'll let you know when the power goes back on as well. So you can be ready, take all your food out of the coolers, whatever you've done. You just have to put your information down and download the app. Alerts by SDG&E, sdgne.com/notify.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Oh, we got 3 of 4 division series still going on. So plenty of baseball, including 2 games later today. We will talk all about it. Eno Sarris, a little smart baseball, coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Creative Repipe, the Repipe experts. We still have a number of problems here, guys. One of them is this collision on the Britannia off-ramp, East 905. Some good news for East 8 travelers. Accident has cleared from the Hotel Circle on-ramp. Northbound 5 for 6th Avenue, accident blocking the 2 right lanes. Before that drip becomes a flood, call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Financing available, and 97.3 The Fan listeners get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Call 619-399-2880 or visit creativerepipe.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Sarris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark, by the bay in Chula Vista. Here's Eno Sarris with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, it is time for some postseason smart baseball. Padres are out of it, but still some entertaining games to watch. We welcome Eno Sarris from The Athletic to Ben and Woods here this morning on 97.3 The Fan. Hello, Eno.
Good. A little bit remarkably chipper, given the circumstances.
Yeah, we're having fun today.
You have to, man. What are you going to do? You can't.
It's also been a week.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Should have heard us on Friday.
Friday was like I've been to funerals that were more fun than Friday show. I hated every single solitary second of last Friday's show. I really did. But time heals all wounds, and Padres fans, we've had plenty of time and plenty of wounds have healed. But no, I mean, yeah, the watching. Look, let's be honest. Watching the playoffs when your team is not in it is really fun. It's really enjoyable. You just get to make fun of all the dumb decisions that they make, and it's not you. I've had a blast watching these playoffs. I always do. It's my favorite time of year. There's nothing better.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the playoff of the bunt for some reason, and Thankfully, the Padres are the only ones not doing weird bunts. The Phillies did their own, and we've seen it. We've seen a few of them, and I guess the idea is that the postseason is a lower run environment. You're playing for that one run.
Yes,
it's bitten some people in the butt.
It has. I thought the Brewers yesterday was ill-advised. Now, again, a lot of credit the other night to the Dodgers for the wheel play that was just gore. I mean, it was a beautiful play. I mean, it was stunning and crazy that the shortstop had to call it. And, it was one of the cooler plays you'll see. And, but, again, is it weird that it makes a little more sense to me in October than it does in June, July? We were talking earlier about the hitting philosophy of the Padres, and we said, yeah, man, you can cobble together 90-win seasons. They're nothing to sneeze at, certainly. You get to October, slug always wins. We've seen it. Those numbers are proving the same again. But in those interesting situations where it's like, we need a run. We have to get a run because X is coming in next. It kind of makes more sense to me to do it then than in June and July games.
The example here is the Phillies that wheel play. So on that play, they lowered their run expectancy.
Yeah.
When you move a guy from second to third with an out,
I hated that.
They lowered their run expectancy from if you have a guy on second with no outs, you expect to score 1.2 runs, and when they got him to third, it's 0.95. So with one out,
with an out, yeah. And they didn't get him to third. So, yeah,
right.
But
what they did do, the chance of scoring one run goes from 61% to 66%. Now, I think that's why we hate it, is because that's not a huge jump.
Right.
You still expect to score one run at least for the guy on second and no outs. And then the last part that I really hated about it, and it speaks a little bit to, it actually kind of, as much as I didn't love the way Mike Schilt, talked about Jackson Merrill's bunt and kind of let him out to hang to dry a little bit, saying, "Oh, that was just Jackson Merrill." I think he should have just added another sentence saying, "But that's what we do. We've done that all year, and so it's not just him. It's like that's how we've acted." What happened in that play was that Bryson Stott was turned down to bunt, and then the pitcher threw a ball, and Stott saw that there was a wheel play on. So he already knew they were going to do the wheel play.
Yep.
And in that moment, I would want my player to feel empowered enough to take the bunt off himself.
Swing away. Yeah.
Or, I don't know, I mean, you could invent some sort of hand signal that tells the player, hey, wheel play's on.
I saw that.
Don't bunt.
Don't bunt.
It's revolutionary. Like, what we call them? Like signs.
We'll call them signs. Here's what we'll do. We'll signal to the batter. We'll call them signs or signals.
I mean, I would have taken the bunt off if I was coach, and if I was the player, I would hope that he would just. Because the thing that's interesting about the wheel is, in the wheel, the shortstop's running to third, the third baseman's running in, the first baseman's running in. There are no middle infielders, basically.
Yeah.
No, because the second baseman's running to first. So if you can get it past the pitcher, you have like a double, like one of those seeing eye doubles. So even a butcher, like a little like
butcher
slap
boy
swing, whatever. Yeah.
That play is so fascinating because with no one at second and Mookie Betts so far in front of the runner, could you have seen a scenario where turning around and just sprinting back towards second base, and you could have ended up with runners at first and second and nobody out in that situation, but that would require an incredible amount of headiness in a pressure situation like that.
From a guy that's not a good base runner.
I mean, there's like, athletes have so much like self-confidence. They have to. This is a game where you have to have self-confidence, but it's once Castellanos saw he was beat.
Yeah. Stop.
Like he looked up and he saw Mookie's like 4 feet and 5 feet in front of him, and he's not faster than Mookie.
No.
If he had been honest with himself, the best move is to turn around.
Tough to do in real time. I understand that. Eno Sarris is with us. And Eno, you wrote this weekend, and ever since Moneyball, probably before, baseball teams are looking for the new inefficiency. What can we do that isn't being done that can help us win a World Series? And in particular, we've seen this season pitchers like holding something back for the postseason. I even included Nick Pivetta, who kind of changed his method against the Cubs with more fastballs with 2 strikes than he had been doing all season long. The Dodgers doing a ton of it by not even showing a lot of their pitchers in the regular season very much and holding them back for the postseason. Do you think we're going to see more of this where teams play the regular season but actually are thinking about the postseason the entire time, about how they can change their game plan once they get to October?
I think it's more that the trend of adding pitches, what we've seen is that 3-4 years ago, the average starting pitcher had 4 pitch types, 4 pitches that he threw. And this year it was 5. And that doesn't seem like a huge increase, but that means the average guy added a whole pitch. The average guy's up to 5. That sort of maybe puts the aha light on a little bit with Dylan Cease and his struggles, But if the average pitcher has 5 pitches, that means that a lot of guys have 6 and 7. If there are guys with 6 and 7 pitches, that makes it a lot easier to be like, my 6th best pitch that you're not really preparing for, I'm going to really feature it in this October matchup because I've seen you like 5 times this year, and you didn't know that like I'm just going to throw 40% kick changes today.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's the way that like teams, they don't have to tell their pitcher, don't throw this 6th best pitch type all year and then you use it only in October. It's more like, let's have 7 or 8 pitches so that when it does come down to it, you could just be like, today is the day of the cutter,
Yeah, I mean, which is the worst thing ever. Like if you're a hitter and like you said, you've seen this guy 5 times and you go up there and you're like, what is that? Guy hasn't thrown a cutter. He threw it 3% of the time, and now he's featuring it. And then it makes the curveball more effective. It makes the slider more, the sweeper. Like, I don't know how these guys ever hit anything ever, but we spent some time this morning talking about the philosophy of the Padres and what needs to change and if anything needs to change. And I made the point, everybody needs a scapegoat, when you have such a poor offensive season. And, I think Padres fans right now, the easy fix is to fire Victor Rodriguez. That's the easy fix. It appeases so many people. But I kind of put the blame on the manager, on the hitting coach a little bit, and then obviously on the players. At some point, the approach, a hitter can say, you know what? Yeah, gap to gap has been great in June and July and August. It's the postseason now. I've got to go out and get the ball. I've got to go out and hit this ball out of the ballpark. Can they not? Don't the great ones do that all the time?
I mean, I think you saw it from Tatis a little bit, and then you saw, what couldn't go wrong with that, which is September he hit 7 homers because he's going and getting the ball and being more aggressive, and then October maybe he's a little bit too aggressive and he kind of swung at a lot of
bad pitches.
Yeah,
he did.
So,
and you think that's a symptom of? You think that's a symptom of 1, trying to do too much in October, 2, it worked for me in September, I need to stay aggressive. I mean, he was so good throughout the year didn't strike out a bunch, and cut his strikeouts way down. But again,
I would take Tatis with a 23% strikeout rate and even maybe a slightly lower OBP and like 30 homers again. I mean, that's the Tatis I'd rather have.
100%. 100%.
So,
I agree.
I mean, I think that yes, they could have had a slightly more aggressive. They were like near the bottom of the league in pull air, and pull balls in the air are like the best ball you can hit. So I think that there's definitely some juice to squeeze there. But this roster, man, this offseason, he's going to have to pull another rabbit out of his hat. I was just looking at it, and they're past the first luxury tax threshold already, without doing anything. And that's assuming Suarez opts out. And, that gives them basically, I would say at most $20 million to replace, and let's say they don't replace Suarez because they have nowhere. But even leaving Suarez out, for $20 million they need to find 3 starting pitchers and a bat?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Is there how important? I know you're not a CBA necessarily expert, but with the CBA coming to an end, do you think that will impact? Woods was asking the question the other day. Strategies this year. Will teams be more conservative, more aggressive, not knowing what the rules are going to be like? I mean, you can get yourself into luxury tax purgatory, in the next year, but there may not be a luxury tax, after they renegotiate a CBA. You can kind of gamble on what is going to come in baseball in 2027.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is a cap, right? If things go the way they've been going, then the gamble would be that all of the luxury tax thresholds go up, right? And so you could gamble that, you spend, let's say they spend $30 million and they get to 270 or something. You could gamble that would be between the first and second aprons again. It's kind of, this is where they wanted to live last year, or this season that's ending. So you could just gamble that, oh yeah, that's how it's going to be. Now, obviously the big thing that ownership wants is a cap. And they're going to go, they're going to try and entice them a little bit with a floor, trying to make the Pirates of the world, spend at least $100 million or whatever it is. But I don't think a cap I think that they're very much against the cap. And so I think a lockout is 100% likely, because the lockout is now what ownership does to start the negotiation. They're like, okay, CBA is done, you're locked out. That seems to be how they do it. The question is missed games, and I actually think the percentage likelihood that we miss games is maybe over 50. It is at least close to 50. And I think it's going to be all about ownership digging in and really wanting that cap, and the players saying no. So I don't know where, how they, get around it. But if there is a cap, I think there has to be some sort of, it has to be implemented over time. Like, you can't just be like, okay, well, the Padres are at, 270 and the cap is at 250. So they've got to, cut players. I don't think that's how it works. So it'll be a rolling implementation over time. But I think that mostly when ownership and front offices see, and this may not apply to Preller because he does not act like other owners and managers, general managers, is that when you see something that you don't know that's coming, you act conservatively.
We appreciate it. Next week, we'll be in the throes of both championship series by the time we talk to you on Thursdays. Have a good week, and we'll chat with you then.
All right, thanks.
Eno Sarris is Smart Baseball each Thursday. I'm looking at the numbers, and luxury tax is a little bit hard to figure out sometimes. I think the Padres have a little more than that under the first apron, more like 40, I think, from what I've seen. But it's definitely, it's going to depend on what kind of contracts they sign players to. Yep. Are they backloaded? Are they front loaded? It makes a difference.
Defer.
But that doesn't help you with luxury tax at all.
That's true.
That doesn't help you at all. That all gets accelerated right to the beginning. So we'll talk about it more. We'll get some Reindl Report headlines. Bill Belichick on his way out already at UNC. A lot of rumors coming up next on The Fan. Sarris appearing on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Did you see the tweet that Brent Rooker sent last night?
It's one of my favorites.
I loved it. I retweeted it. I thought it was great. If you didn't
he's elite.
Catch it. He is yeah, I mean, we didn't know what we had, I think, when Brent Rooker was a Padre for 4 days.
No.
He has turned into a great player, and he's also so self-aware. Sometimes athletes can lose a bit of self-awareness as in their rise to stardom.
Not him.
He tweeted, "I can't wait until like 2050 when I get to sit around and tweet about how much better the game was back in my day, all while watching some 6'10" shortstop have an at-bat against a guy throwing 117-mile-an-hour sinkers with a splitter that somehow defies physics and freezes halfway to home plate."
Yeah, the old freeze ball. Stops like Wile E. Coyote or Bugs Bunny, and you swing, and then it. Yeah, the 6'10" shortstop. You laugh.
Just have a two-strike approach and go the other way, I'll say, as the guy rips a slider with 23 inches horizontal break harder than any fastball I ever saw in my life.
He's amazing. We tried to get him on a while ago, and it fell through. I'd like to try Brent Rooker in the offseason. Would be pretty solid. That'd be a solid get. Paulie?
Just the extensive litany of players who have passed through A.J. Preller's hallways,
yes,
onto other organizations.
Yeah, he's
again, a lot of people hold that against AJ. I hold that as a mark in AJ's favor, that there are so many players that he identified something in them. You can't keep. You know how many you can keep on a roster at any time? 26 of them.
Yeah.
And he's identified, I don't know, 100 big leaguers out there right now.
I never know if it's good or bad. I mean, I have this argument with people all the time. I was texting with our pal David J from Mad Friars the other day, and we were talking about it. He's like, yeah, sure, he can scout and build the system again, and I said, but someone always wants his guys. They always want his guys, and then we all do the thing as fans. We're like, great, you see Jacob Marcy's tearing it up right now. We could have kept Jacob Marcy, and I'm like, well, yeah,
you can't keep them all.
You
cannot keep them all.
And you also look at it and go, okay, Jacob Marcy is playing with the Marlins. Not a lot of expectations. Not, like it's a different thing entirely.
Not a lot of opportunity if he had stayed with the Padres to do what he's doing. Guys get opportunities elsewhere.
Again, like you see, Dodger fans would love to have Michael Busch at somewhere. Like he's not going to play first base for Freddie Freeman. They would probably trade him today so we'll switch for the playoffs because the way Freddie's playing, I'm sure he'll get hot because he always does. But like Michael Busch is a elite first baseman. He's top 5 in baseball right now. And, they didn't have room for him, so they got rid of him. It happens to every single team. Preller just makes such a volume of moves that, you look and you're like, oh my God. Like yesterday, you're watching the game, you're like, there's Josh Naylor. Like Josh Naylor would have been great here. Would have been great. Got some opportunity here, certainly. But yeah, of course you're going to miss some of those guys, but man, he's gotten a lot of good players too.
Yeah. Mad Friars went through the numbers recently, and I actually asked, they believe 2 teams that actually have more players drafted by the Padres on their roster than the Padres do.
Yeah.
The Marlins and the Nationals actually, because the Padres only have 5 players, at least going into the playoffs on the roster, that were actually drafted and came through the minor leagues and stayed with the Padres because AJ makes so many moves. There are other teams out there that have more Padres draft picks on their team than the San Diego Padres.
It's crazy.
I can't imagine that's true of any other team.
It's crazy
that they don't actually have the most of their own draft picks on their actual roster.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, we'll talk more baseball coming up. Right now, though, Paulie's going to get us caught up on everything else that we missed in today's Reindl Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. It's the Reindl Report, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Yeah, let's dive into that North Carolina Bill Belichick story that's already been changing a bunch in the last couple of days. There's been so much smoke to the possibility that Bill Belichick's time with North Carolina could be coming to an abrupt end here soon. It hasn't gone well. It's not what anybody was expecting, I think, when they made this decision. And in fact, UNC has now come out and they've given Belichick their full support, even with the 2-3 start. Personally, I'm not buying it. Belichick himself, he's saying like, no plans for anything to change here. There was so many different people talking about it. Somebody heard something. Somebody talked to somebody. For the school to even come out and make a statement, like, I would say there's a very high chance that those conversations are still happening.
So I think the way that it's structured, he has a $20 million buyout in his contract. However, if there's an alleged rules violation, they could eliminate or reduce the buyout. He apparently, allegedly, has discussed buyout options. He has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing spot with another team or in media. So if he goes and if he's on LinkedIn this morning in his desk at Chapel Hill and somebody says, hey, we'll hire you for $3 million a year to be an analyst, and he can then go into the president's office and say, all right, we'll do it for $1 million. I'm out.
Right,
and you
but
can find
his agent,
coach.
of course, is going to want
let them fire you
as much as possible.
Let them fire you.
They have to
buy
pay
you
him
out 20.
And North Carolina is going, well, we can't afford to fire him for 20, so we just have to leave him as head coach. But if he doesn't want to be the head coach anymore,
and he'll take $1 million,
they're kind of in this standoff. Like, I would negotiate down that 20, maybe not to $1 million, but if you want to get rid of me for 7, say,
I mean,
we could maybe do that.
Again, this isn't for me. It's like
such an awkward place to be.
For me, it's not like he went to Alabama with these massive expectations of winning ASAP. Like, does he not need time to build a program as well and recruit? And you're not getting time anymore, though. With the transfer portal, you're supposed to instantly get your players to come in and win right away. No, I mean, unless it's not in a program like North Carolina.
Yeah, you take over Ohio
Alabama
State,
or
you're expected to stay in the top 5,
of course,
and all that. Yeah.
But I look at it and I go, what's with we're some powerhouse that's not going our way at 2 and 3.
These are not up to our standards.
Your coach like you're a powerhouse now.
What are they paying him a year?
A lot.
15, something like that.
I don't know. A lot, maybe not 15, but he's one of the highest paid college coaches in America.
All right.
And he's putting out a product that is not even competitive against Power 4 schools, which still makes Skip Bayless
$10 million a year
tweet the funniest tweet of the year. In the first game, in the first quarter against TCU, when he tweeted, wow, Belichick has a national championship offense. Heels just shredded the Frogs defense. Talk about jumping to conclusions a little
premature, Skip.
A little bit. They lost that game 48-14. Yeah. Now they came back and beat Charlotte 20-3. They won their second game against Richmond 41-6. And then after that, 34-9 loss and a 38-10 loss against Clemson. Looking at their schedule, they have one ranked opponent remaining. Maybe they can turn it around. I don't know.
We'll see.
But there's enough people talking about it and reporting that.
The other funny thing is, like, Belichick's trying to seal the leaks in his program. This is not an NFL team. You have families, you have parents. You can't control everything like you can on an NFL team. These aren't employees. These are kids. There's families. There's student assistants and interns. There's no way you can plug the leaks in a college football program.
Agreed.
Everything's just going to be out there.
It's
and
very,
if you can't handle that, you're in the wrong job.
It's a very bizarre situation. The whole thing with his girlfriend, all of it, it's just weird. It's been weird since he got there. It's not traditional. Nothing has been traditional about it.
Honestly, ever since Tom Brady left the Patriots
years
ago,
it's been
very weird with Bill Belichick ever since his falling out with Robert Kraft and the Patriots, and then taking this random North Carolina job.
As random as it gets.
Did some media in between, and then
he was good, by the way. He was good in the media. I was like, oh, okay, this guy's a human being after all. And now he wants to go back to the media. You always come running back to the media, don't you?
I mean, doesn't your logical brain tell you that Bill Belichick's personality, that was not making him successful? They were winning in spite of Bill Belichick's weird personality.
The Patriot way.
I think he's a smart football defensive coach, but he didn't unlock some secret. Hey, on to Cincinnati. All that didn't help the Patriots win a single game.
I think from hearing from people that played there and hearing from his former players, there's no doubt this guy didn't fall ass backwards into all those championships.
Right.
He didn't. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying that they won in spite of him being Bill Belichick.
Surly and all that.
Everything.
Sure.
That wasn't the secret to his success.
But he was a normal guy to his players. He was a normal human. He just didn't like the media. And now what does he want to do? It's a job in media again. Because why? Football coaching is very hard. If you really love the game, you'd go coach high school football. You love the game.
Yeah.
I just love the game. I had to be around it. It's in my passion and my soul.
For a $2,000 stipend.
Right. Yeah, I just could coach high school football.
All right. Next up here, not really a sports story, but I think maybe some news you can use. Saw earlier this week, it was announced here in California that the state has banned loud commercials on your streaming platforms. Netflix, Hulu, Prime. If you don't pay for the premium subscription and you do have to go through some of the ads, have you ever had it where if your volume on your television is set at level 20, I don't know.
And then the commercials
come in and some of them are at level 40 and you're like, gee, good God, they do not mix with the audio level of the program that you're watching, and it can throw you off. And then you got to turn the TV down, and then you start looking at your phone, and all of a sudden you've missed 10 minutes of the show because you couldn't hear it because you had to turn the volume down.
They're making it illegal?
That is now going to be illegal. It says here, where did it go? Signed a law banning excessively loud commercials. The new California law, SB 576, aims to address what the FCC has called a troubling jump in TV advertising volume complaints. So enough people wrote the state or the FCC or whatever and just said, you got to do something about it.
You got to fix this problem.
Now, I haven't noticed it. I haven't enjoyed it. It hasn't bothered me enough to grab a pen and paper and write out a letter or anything like that.
Nothing would, actually.
Probably true.
Nothing on the planet.
But this is going to go into effect next summer, July of 2026.
Now, I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate here like I normally am.
Feels like you are.
But sometimes it's jarring. You're watching a program and it's like a tense, quiet scene, and then a commercial comes on, and there's music and there's people talking loudly. So it's going to sound loud and jarring. It doesn't necessarily mean the volume has gone up.
It has, though.
It's just more sound coming at you at the same time than you were used to.
It happens all the time in my house. My wife will walk in and go, "Why is it so loud?" I'm like, "Because it's on a commercial."
I've also heard that the commercials, the audio is denser somehow.
Oh, is it?
It's not the
robust?
volume's not higher, but it's more robust. So to your ears, it sounds louder. Although, the decibel level is exactly the same, but it's somehow a denser sound, so you hear it louder.
If I'm watching a show on a streaming platform and I fall asleep, it will wake me up.
Yeah,
it will 100% wake me up. Do you have diarrhea? You're like, oh my God, it really does.
Hit by a truck.
I like this. I like this plan.
Yeah. So next July, it says at that point, streaming services will no longer be able to transmit the audio of commercial advertisements louder than the video content that the advertisements accompany. So Netflix will have their audio levels for the content for the program, and the commercial spots will have to match up.
I feel like in TV, it's already that way. That's for streaming. I think that's always been the rule in TV. And if you think it's louder, it's because the audio is denser. And it's not actually louder, because that is the rule in TV.
Quickest way to get an extra $10 out of me is
the premium.
I can't sit through it. I was watching one. We watched a YouTube thing the other day. We were watching music videos, and there was one. It was it said 150 at the bottom. I was like, and there was no skip option. I don't know if it was YouTube, it was something else, but I'm like, it's 4 minutes.
When the timer counts down,
you're 400.
I know exactly how long I have to go and
to the bathroom,
get a snack, go to the bathroom, whatever. It's like I don't mind sometimes the breaks.
That being said, you guys should listen to all our commercials because all of our commercials are great.
The pharmaceutical commercials nowadays are elite.
Yeah, they're great.
There are so many diseases and conditions that I never knew about.
Yeah,
that can be treated with a simple pill.
Yeah,
I'm amazed every single day.
Pretty incredible.
I watch streaming content.
All right, finally, we'll wrap it up here. I think we all are pretty much on the same page when it comes to either another sequel of a movie or the reboots and all that. Rarely willing to give it a chance. Sure. One will blow you away, and you're like, all right, I'm in. I'll watch that. Ocean's 14 is officially on its way. Now, this has been
Ocean's 11, 12, 13, 8 with the ladies.
Yeah.
And now we're jumping back to 14. Yeah.
Ocean's 14, it's been in discussion for a few years now. George Clooney in particular keeps alluding to it. And he told E! News that Ocean's 14 is definitely happening, likely going to film next year. He's on board. Julia Roberts on board. Matt Damon's on board. Brad Pitt is on board. And Don Cheadle is on board.
I'm all in.
I mean, they've already just done Bring Them All Back just so they can be cool and talk to each other movies.
Except they're old now.
Except now, they're just older.
I always use like Top Gun 2 as kind of the example. It can't make it the measuring bar because it was so good as a sequel. But then you look at like the Mission Impossible movies. It's the same general movie, but you can do that 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I think
Born Supremacy.
Yeah, Born Supremacy.
Those are good.
I think Oceans falls right into that same category where it's like you can't just make like Wedding Crashers 2 and 20 years later and it's just
still going to weddings.
Oh cool, it's these 60-year-olds that still crash weddings. Fantastic. But like when the movie the plot itself can kind of be repeated.
I like a prequel.
I'm
a big fan of the prequel.
I've never been a big fan.
Heat is coming out.
Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Heat is coming out with a prequel, which is going to be outstanding.
I saw an ad yesterday for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. The Magic movie. They've got another sequel coming out next month.
I don't know that movie.
Now You See Me? That's a good movie.
Now You See Me is the name of the movie?
The original one.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't? Or Now You See Me?
The original was just Now You See Me.
Who's in it?
It was Morgan Freeman and Mark Ruffalo and Dave Franco and Jesse Eisenberg.
Missed it entirely.
They were magicians pulling off the heists.
No, I never missed it entirely.
It's a really good, really good movie.
No, I never even heard it.
You'd love that movie.
Now You See Me.
Now You See Me.
Huh.
I can't believe you don't know this movie.
No, I've never even heard of it.
2013.
Yeah. Really good movie.
American heist film.
Dark period for me. 2015.
Huh.
The narrative centers on an FBI agent and an Interpol detective.
Never seen it.
Investigate a team of illusionists who commit
I rarely
robberies.
assign you to watch a movie because I know you're never going to like it. You're going to like this one.
What's the other one you made me watch?
Big Night.
Oh, my God.
All right, fine. I like it. You don't, but you'll like this one.
Big
Morgan
Night
Freeman.
with Stanley Tucci. You'll love it. 15
Tony
minutes.
Shalhoub.
That was horrible.
Horrible. Sorry.
All right, I need to watch this movie. Now You See Me. All right, I'll check it out.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I swear I've never even heard of it.
Chat, can you back me up on
Everyone's
this one?
backing you up.
Really
Everyone's
good
saying
movie.
it's great.
Now You See
All
Me.
right,
Really good
I'm
movie.
in. Now You See Me.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, it is time for a football threesome.
Oh, yeah.
Go through the weekend coming up in the National Football League. That's up next with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, Woods and I want to tell you about 7 Mile Casino. It's our place to play cards in San Diego.
We're trying to keep listening.
Did we just break the new law? Turn up the music!
You guys scream it!
7 Mile Casino is just 7 minutes from downtown.
I want to keep our listeners, so I'm just going to talk normal and let you know how great 7 Mile Casino is. We appreciate you listening through the commercials and letting you know that it's a great place to go. Smoke-free environment, slot machine-free environment. Sorry, Danny Ocean and crew. Not going to rob any slots there for sure because they don't have them. It's card players' paradise. You got Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and California-style blackjack.
I can quietly tell you that the food at Sammy's is elite. The regular menu, the pizzas, the salads, the pastas, and then the 24/7 players menu with the Kung Pao chicken, Asian pork chop with slaw, and much, much more. And don't forget about the weekend brunch. Saturdays and Sundays only, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. voted the best brunch in the South County. Many different reasons why you should make your way down to 7 Mile Casino.
Check it out, my friends. It is just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Final 35 minutes of Ben and Woods, and then we got Friday, and then off to a weekend.
Indeed.
Getting closer. Of course, Thursday means we are ready for football to once again resume tonight here on 97.3 The Fan. Let's get a little preview with this week's football threesome.
Can Ben and Woods interest you in a threesome?
A threesome would be fun.
No, not that kind of threesome.
Talk dirty to me.
We're talking end-arounds, the best tight ends in the world, and going all the way in this game of inches.
2 inches short, maybe less. Story of my life.
It's the NFL threesome with Ben and Woods, brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place, on 97.3 The Fan.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants tonight here on 97.3 The Fan. 5:15 kickoff. Eagles, who just are coming off their first loss of the season, are still 7.5-point favorites.
Worst 4-1 team on the planet, according to my
fans.
Eagles fans. Friends.
Now, they do have one issue that is plaguing them. Saquon Barkley hasn't exactly been Saquon Barkley this year. He's only averaging about 50 yards rushing per game. They only gave him 6 carries last week in the loss to the Denver Broncos. You want to know why? Why did you lose? Well, why didn't you give the ball to Saquon Barkley? But he hasn't quite been the same Saquon Barkley. Now, remember last year in his first trip back to MetLife to face the Giants, he torched him 176 yards. So going back for a second time seems like an ideal opportunity on a short week to feed the ball to Saquon Barkley and have a big game for your running back.
Yeah, the line on that game, 7.5.
Yeah.
You could definitely see him tearing them up. The Giants are, now that they've made some different personnel decisions, they're actually a pretty interesting 1-4 team. Jackson Dart is pretty fun to watch. Also maddening, I'm sure. He's a rookie quarterback. Cam Scatterbo, though, is a blast to watch. He is a fun player to watch.
I don't know that they're better necessarily, but they're definitely
more entertaining.
Interesting.
Yes.
And if I was a Giants fan, I'd be ready to see some of those young guys moving forward. Now, they lost to the Saints last week. Not a very good team.
At all.
I think you're probably going with the Eagles, even with the hook working against you at 7.5 today, but we'll get to our picks in just a second. All right, most intriguing matchup of the week. And
well, it's easy to go through and go, all right, the two best records. Let's pick that. I'm sure that's what everybody's going to look at.
I think the most intriguing matchup is the Sunday Night Football game with the Detroit Lions visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Not the best two records because the Chiefs are only 2-3. They're still the Chiefs. I mean, you don't want to lose again and fall to 2-4. I think for the Lions, though, this is their opportunity to make a case, Woods, that they're the best team in the NFL, at least early in the season. The Eagles stumbled last week. The Lions have been playing well. If they can go on the road and even beat a weakened Kansas City Chiefs team, that's a pretty big statement for Dan Campbell's crew on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, there's a lot of these games. This is what happens when you get to the 5th and 6th week of the season, right? It's 3-3 and against another 3-3 team. You get a lot of that this week, right? A lot of
crap matchups.
It's a lot of crap matchups.
Like even a good team against a really bad team, or just two really bad teams.
But you look at, I like Seahawks at Jags, man. Jags are 4-1 right now. Seahawks are 3-2. You get the sense they're both kind of piecing it together a little bit right now. So that's an interesting matchup to me. Niners Bucks is good. Both teams 4-1.
That's the one I assumed everyone would pick as at least the second most intriguing. For whatever reason, the 49ers not fun to watch for me.
I don't understand other 4-1.
I don't either. I mean, Mac Jones has been very competent.
Yes.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Quarterback.
I love Baker. Yes. Big Baker.
And likely, I know Brock Purdy missed practice yesterday, so probably looking at another Mac Jones start, which brings us to our picks. We didn't make them last week because we were enthralled with the Padres wild card series, but we'll get back to it this week. And that's actually the game that I'm going with. Maybe I'll get bitten by the 49ers, and I don't know how they're 4-1, but when you have to travel across the country and Baker Mayfield's been playing as well as he has, and the line I saw was just 2.5. So you can win by a field goal and win that game. And Mac Jones is probably a quarterback. I mean, to me, those are enough factors going together that give me the home team, give me the Tampa Bay Bucks in that game, and I'll lay the 2.5.
It's the biggest spread of the week, 14.5 points, and I am going to take it. I'm laying the 14.5. I'm going to take Green
More
Bay
than 2 touchdowns
over the Bengals. Joe Flacco making his debut. Bengals with no offensive line. I think they're going to win by 30.
I saw that game, and just the fact that they're throwing Joe Flacco in there almost scared me. They're either going to lose by 50
or they'll win by 1,
or they're going to find a way to at least make it come down to a field goal at the end. And I just don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco has this weird devil magic sometimes.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm taking
all right.
I think they win by 30. At least 20.
I mean, logic would tell you throwing a guy in, new team, new system, start right away.
Terrible offensive line, no ability to run the football.
Terrible the last few weeks tells you they should lose by a ton. That's why it's so hard to bet the NFL.
It's very difficult.
So hard.
I don't think I ever get any right.
Paulie?
I'm torn between two games. I'm looking at the Lions and the Chiefs. Kansas City is favored by 2 points. I think Detroit will win that game, so I'm leaning that one. I'm going the exact opposite philosophy of Woods. I'm staying away from the big spreads because the other game I was looking at, that Seattle-Jacksonville, to pick them right now. And I think Seattle can go on the road and win. I think the Jaguars are on a short week. They had an emotional win on Monday night. Sometimes that can lead to a letdown. Seattle, just the opposite. They lost on a last-second field goal to whoever they played last week, the Bucs, I think. And so they're looking to get back on track. Sam Darnold's having a pretty good year. I'll take Seattle. Pick them.
Duval.
See,
Duval.
I almost never pick a team that has to cross the country.
Okay.
I don't know.
You already picked your team.
I know. I picked the team that was hosting the team that is hosting a team crossing the country. I'm not saying Paulie will probably be right. None of us are very good at this game.
No.
If we were, I'd make a lot more money.
We are
on that.
We're not selling our picks to you.
No,
we're
God,
not
no.
even.
We're telling you
advising
actually don't.
Actually,
listen to
don't
We're not
listen
even
to us.
advising you to take our advice.
We'll make our picks. I was 0 for 4 in baseball yesterday, so we'll make them next.
All right. Yeah, we'll preview the 2 games we've got today. We'll make our incorrect picks for you, and we will wrap up. Ben and Woods coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Now, we can confidently say
this one I'll get behind. Yeah,
that trustandwill.com is a really good idea. If you are a family man, family woman, and you have not made your plan for what happens when you're gone, you're leaving your family in a world of hurt potentially.
They're already in a world of hurt because you're gone.
Hopefully.
And you do hope that they're sad.
Not celebrating.
Yeah, no, yes. Yeah. But you don't want them to also have to go clean up all of your messes once you're gone. Certainly. Trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out, and they'll give you 20% off.
You can set up an actual trust, which sounds like very legal and complicated. It's simply a way to transfer your assets from you to your loved ones in a streamlined process that doesn't involve probate court. Once the state gets involved, you're going to need a lawyer. It's going to take months, court dates, hearings, time consuming, and your family may not have access to any of your funds, your 401ks, everything for months. They may need that money right away. With a trust, you can have them have that access immediately when you're gone, but you got to get it done today. Go to trustandwill.com. Simple online process, no lawyer's office necessary. Use the code radio20 at checkout. Just go to trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Just visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. Saw our friend, Too Much Morton's, Tommy, on Twitter, who is taking a little break. He commented after the season. He did a lot of work this year posting videos and breakdowns for Padres fans. I know you appreciate it, Woods.
So
I
much.
appreciate it.
He's
and
like
everyone does.
one of the best accounts on Twitter.
He actually was addressing yesterday's Padres Smörgåsbord topic about Mason Miller and whether Padres should try to convert him into a starter. He said, thinking about Mason Miller in the playoffs and how much more advantageous it would be for him to get 15 to 18 outs a game compared to 4 to 6. I understand the risks involved and the accommodations needed because you'll have to slowly build him up, but I think it can be worth it. He says there are advantages of both being a reliever and a starter in the playoffs. For example, in a 5-game series as a reliever, he could possibly be used 4 times, but as a game 1 starter, he could just sway the tide in the opening game to where you might not even need a game 5, and if you needed one, he could be available to pitch again. So then you're getting maybe 30 to 40 outs from Mason Miller in a series as a starter in 2 games, as opposed to 15 outs over the course of 3 or 4 games.
I mean, look, man, Tommy always makes good points. They're always salient, always well thought out. I think he's not wrong, certainly. It's a lot of what ifs. I think the thing that I keep going back to is with the guy that has already had a little bit of elbow trouble that throws that hard. And again, just to reiterate, he will not, if they convert him to a starter, he will not be throwing 104, right?
That is true.
You don't want that. If he dials it back, adds a third pitch, he could be one of the nastiest starters in baseball. It's
not as simple as just taking a 9th inning and it's extrapolating that over
5
6,
innings,
7,
30 times a year, right? But I go back to the point is, if you convert him to a starter and he gets hurt, then you've lost a starter and you've lost an elite closer. And I understand the luxury of having an elite closer. It is a luxury, but if used properly throughout the season, you saw what kind of weapon that dude is.
But then why have any starters at all? Just make them all relievers so no one gets hurt.
Right.
I mean, somebody has to start.
They run 162 bullpen games,
and they're all going to have a risk of injury at some point. Even relievers risk getting hurt. So,
but again, ramping up a guy that is. I think that puts that much stress on him. For me, it just feels like he's a short burst guy now, and that's okay.
I think what has intrigued me is that when we saw him go across multiple innings, he still seemed really, really good.
100%.
And it looks
but
like
he knew I'm getting 6 outs. I can still
like
go
he
104.
Can dial it back a little bit and still be really, really dominant. I mean, he's so dominant right now.
Slider's the nastiest pitch.
I mean, dial it back a tiny bit. You're still going to be super dominant.
Look, if they do it, great. I'm fully in support of it. If he gets hurt and he's out for the season, I'm going to say, I told you you shouldn't have done it.
You're well protected. Yes,
well protected.
You're on record.
On record as he should be a bullpen piece. I'm not even saying closer per se, because again, you see in October, guys are throwing. Robert Suarez got used in the 5th or 6th. So I all hands on deck certainly, but for him, I don't know. It just feels like he's better equipped in the bullpen based on previous injuries. But if he wants to be a starter, Michael King wanted to be a starter. Seth Lugo wanted to be a starter. Mason Miller's like, I don't know, whatever. Like, whatever, I'll do whatever they want me to do.
Wants Mason Miller to be a starter? His agent.
His agent wants him to be a starter. 100%.
Make a lot more money as a starter than you will as a reliever.
No question.
I just don't think that topic's one that's going away anytime soon.
I don't either. I mean, look, I look forward to talking to somebody in the organization soon, hearing from them and asking them.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a presser, I'll those Zooms at the end of the year, if they decide to do one, I'll ask it, me and 50 other people. What's the plan with Mason Miller? Because, if it's, they're going to be working, you have to start working on it right now, today, tomorrow, whatever. Like whenever his program
they won't say anything. Probably Club 44.
Yeah.
Camp 44.
Camp 44
is going to be when you're going to have an idea. Some stories will start coming out at that point of what he's working on.
I don't want to see him behind that double wide out throwing where Cleb and those guys used to throw. Let's just make sure we get him in the lab this time. I don't need to see him back on that makeshift mound.
True. You wouldn't want to transition him during a lockout. So this is the year to do it, not next season.
Correct.
All right, let's check traffic. We'll take a look ahead and make our bad picks for the NLDS Games 4 later today, next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Not sure what's taking so long to clear this accident northbound 5 before 6th Avenue, but it's still blocking the 2 right lanes. Couple vehicles involved in that. Now, northbound side of the 805 accident cleared near University, but you got another crash to look forward to. You make your way toward the Golden Triangle. This one's right before La Jolla Village Drive. Couple cars involved. They are over to the right shoulder. And kind of sucks to be this person. Stalled car in middle lane, southbound 5 coastline, just past Poinsettia. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Doubleheader today on TBS at 3:08, Game 4 of the Phillies Dodgers series from Chavez Ravine, as Christopher Sanchez, who was so good this season. The Padres saw it firsthand. He was one of the nastier. That changeup is so good. Maybe the best, at least pitched by a starter in baseball. I'll take out Mason Miller's slider from that. From a regular starting pitcher, his changeup was devastating this year. Tyler Glasnow going for the Dodgers, and that'll be interesting to see. They've already used him in relief in the postseason. How long will they go with Tyler Glasnow, and what will be the plan behind Tyler Glasnow? I would imagine if they have a lead, you might see a couple innings from Roki Sasaki at the end and try to be aggressive if you're Dave Roberts to end the series at home, because you do not want, for many reasons, you don't want to fly back to Philadelphia.
If you're the Dodgers, you do not. If you're the Phillies, you absolutely do.
First of all, well, you don't want your season to come down to one game on the road. Second of all, if you're going forward, it's much more advantageous to get the series done at home a couple of days before you then have to fly out for your next series, or, cheer for the Cubs. You may be at home for the National League Championship Series as well, if things break the right way over the next couple of games. So very interesting game today in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I do think the Dodgers close it out today. I also said that yesterday, so I'm sticking with that. I think they close it out despite the 2-6 with a 5.51 ERA for Tyler Glasnow in the postseason. They're just too good.
I will guarantee
they're not throwing Kershaw today, so
I will guarantee that one of us will be right, because I'm going to go with the Phillies.
Okay,
the Dodgers offense has not been overly impressive. I don't know that Sanchez is the guy that you're going to figure out against today. The Phillies have some confidence rolling from yesterday's game. I will say that Philly gets it back for a Game 5 now in Philadelphia. Paulie, break the tie?
I think I'm with you, Ben.
Phillies.
I think I'm going to go with the Phillies.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Our Phillies.
Come on.
Yeah, a little heart involved in that one. No, Woods, you're protecting yourself, though.
No chance.
You'll either be happy or you'll be right.
They're too good. They're just too
good. All right,
good.
Game 2, 6:08. Also on TBS, Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, Game 4 from Wrigley Field. The Cubs were a little surreptitious. They did not want to name their starting pitcher right away, but once again, it'll be Matthew Boyd going I mean, how many times they've gotten him up a lot?
They
pitched against the Padres.
He throws every game.
Up against the Padres in Game 3, Game 1 of this series, up in the bullpen again, and now going to be starting Game 4 for the. And I mean, they can't be asking more than 2 or 3 innings again from Matthew Boyd.
No.
Freddie Peralta will go for Brewers.
I'm going to take the Brew Crew.
I am also going to take the Brew Crew. They're only minus 120, very slight favorites in this game. But if it weren't for the first inning yesterday, Brewers have been clearly the better team all series, and I think it comes to an end for the Cubs today. Paul?
I will take the Brewers.
All right. So congratulations on the Cubs on winning and forcing Game 5 back in Milwaukee, since we all
can't
agree
believe neither of you morons jumped on the Dodger bandwagon with me for tonight's game.
I won't be rooting for the Dodgers.
No, I understand, but
are you simply doing the old picking what I don't want to happen thing?
Never. They're too good. Nobody's going to beat Tyler Glasnow with his track record of success in the postseason. Shohei Ohtani, due to break out of his slump.
Did you see
Max Muncy?
Did you see how close he came to a home run yesterday, Shohei?
I did, because MLB tweeted it out as a fly ball caught.
It was one of the most impressive opposite field flyouts to the warning track I have seen all year.
I couldn't believe it.
I was a Padres fan, so I saw a lot of warning track flyouts.
Yes.
This one in particular was just scintillating.
It was
sizzling.
It
electric.
it needed to be highlighted. It did. I mean, when you look,
how many guys in Major League
can
Baseball
fly out?
Can hit a fly out the other way?
I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, Jake Cronenworth did it a million times. Go the opposite way and not get it over the fence.
That's crazy. I mean, I've been watching the playoffs for my whole life. I've never seen anybody fly out to the wall ever. I've never seen it. I've never ever seen it. Every day he continues to do something that amazes me that needs to be highlighted every single day. A fly out, by the way. How's his dog doing? I haven't heard about Decoy in a while, but I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will, as he's popping champagne with them pretty soon, probably tonight.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. Paulie, find the topic wheel, and let's finish on a hopefully a fun note for the Thursday edition of Ben and Woods.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I added this one Monday.
Okay.
After something that happened to me that maybe you heard us talking about.
Yeah.
Amazon delivery.
Yes.
Question is.
The rose. Every rose has its thorn, as it were.
The question is, have you ever used
Paul,
what? Adult toy?
Is this a yes or no question?
Why would you do this?
Know that we can.
You can see my screen. It's right there. Yes.
Yes.
Effectively?
So.
Yeah, I mean.
Why are we all just waiting for his?
I was hoping the show would end, but
I'm sweating right
too
now.
much time left.
Yeah, there's certain things you can dance around on the air with.
Right. That was way too direct.
Very
Paul.
direct, Paul.
You know what? I thought it'd be a funny question. We talked about it on Monday.
Trying to think
a little bit.
I'll say a couple things. More trouble than it was worth. Seems
yeah.
Over or under $50.
Oh, I don't know. It was a gift.
A gift. Okay.
Yeah. And
who got you a gift?
My wife said, try this.
Was it a gift for you or a gift for the two of you?
Solo gift. And I thought,
we can play like 20 questions.
Very thoughtful of her.
Or is it actually really selfish of her, if I'm being completely honest with you? Don't get any like weird. It wasn't insane, like. But I'll say,
just be careful.
Not the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so to speak.
Manual or electric?
Manual.
Okay.
Right. How about you guys? Anybody else want to expound, or is it just me? as usual.
It's usually just you.
It's usually just me.
I think this is probably a monthly YouTube gold stream.
Fine.
Yeah,
I can tell. Fine. Yes.
We can have a whole different topic wheel, Paulie, for the gold member stream, and maybe we should actually have a gold member topic wheel.
Don't trip. Says I'm uncomfortable, guys.
Yeah,
How do you think we feel? Because I'm the truth serum one, and I have a great story. I just can't tell it.
No.
And I'm not afraid to tell it either. I just can't really do it.
I don't.
We can't. There still are certain standards that must be maintained.
Yeah.
Crossed over 98% of them on the course of this show, but there's that 2% that does still need to be maintained at this level.
It was a gift. And the funny part was not a gag gift either. It was like, here.
Have fun so I don't have
to. Enjoy. Thanks. I hope my parents are listening. Love you guys.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Saved by the bell. This sucks. I can't not be honest with you guys.
All right, well,
so
Braden can go ahead and expound if you'd like. Coming up next. That's it for us. For Paulie Reindl and the ever honest Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.